hot. I'm like, you got it at 75. That's too hot. He's like, that's not hot. Well, all right. I'll just tell myself to stop sweating.
Oh, my mom's house.
Hot.
Ooh,
Like a sauna.
like a tomb.
Yeah.
It was like windows shut. She smoked 77.
Yeah.
Right.
Kept it all the time. Yeah.
Yeah. 77. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
hot. Yeah. I can get what you mean, though. Like this temperature, if it's like upper 70s, even 80, if with the windows open, there's like a breeze. Like if it's windy, that's a whole different vibe.
Well, I don't think it feels 80 outside today either.
Yeah. I don't think it is yet.
No, I think that's the high.
Yeah.
So doesn't matter though. Today's the last show
Of
Yeah.
ever.
why?
Tell them.
The last show of ever.
I believe there was a Rapturous event.
Rapture's
to be
tomorrow.
happening
Wait,
tomorrow.
what?
Oh,
Yeah.
according to who? Which group?
Me.
Yeah. Good question.
Yeah.
Let me go. Let me Google.
We
A
don't know.
small group of evangelical
Okay.
Protestants.
So this is the last day because
Jesus is coming back tomorrow, taking the worthy, leaving the rest of us
Yeah.
for the tribulation
so
period.
who's going to be left out of this group?
How will
Oh,
we be
we'll
able
be
to
here.
tell the difference?
Kevin,
Yeah.
Dave, Andrew, Trish.
Yeah. I'll be here.
You got a
think-
shot.
We're not saying that we are going to get raptured. It's just we
No.
probably won't have to do a show if there is.
Right.
A rapture. That's
Right.
what we're saying.
No, like
We'll get a couple weeks off to regroup.
so.
Yeah.
Here, my question would be: is how would we tell the difference between what's it's been like and the tribulation?
Good question.
Because it's been pretty trying times for
Good
a
question.
long
My
time now.
question is, so the people who are saved or raptured or whatever, do we just ascend? And then what happens to the people who are left? Is it just dead bodies?
We's a pretty strong word to use here.
Yeah, yeah,
But,
yeah. Right.
That's when and I know this from Left Behind. That's when the tribulations start, and there's like lakes of fire and stuff. I would love.
No. Don't be dramatic. Not lakes of fire. Just I'll get this wrong, but I think a 7-year tribulation period where it's just bad and like the Antichrist and the false prophet are running things. You have to have the mark of the beast to buy bread and to
Oh,
trade.
so we can live for
You
7 more
live,
years.
It's just bad.
It's just bad.
But
Yeah,
like
yeah,
Kevin
yeah.
said, which is a really interesting point, like we'd have to have giant tarantula baristas at Starbucks to really notice a big difference.
Right.
I would love the Left Behind DGS. That sounds like fun. Me complaining like, oh, the Leviathan took out the bridge, so I had to. Took me an extra hour to get to work
I had to
today.
thumb it.
Yeah,
It would be interesting to see who's left, though.
I mean,
Uh-huh.
we can pretty much guess.
Like,
Yeah.
you thought you had it.
And who decides?
Also, yeah, do we actually
God,
really
I
even know
guess.
the rules? Like, there are people that say they know the rules, but who knows the rules? Who knows what big man upstairs is actually going to think and who he's going to pick? You think he's going to pick the one that's just in church on Sundays if he's also a jerk, or you
Yeah,
think
if he
that
has hate
think
in
he's
his
going to
heart.
pick the one that does good things even if he's not going?
Well, it's interesting. I mean, it's, there are different versions,
Yeah.
but let's just say the King James. Like, a third of people don't believe it at all. And then everyone else believes completely different things, which is interesting. Just one book, but there are hundreds, maybe thousands of sects
Yeah.
that believe different things.
But the people
Catholics,
that,
I don't believe, even talk about the rapture.
the people that are cited in the Bible, though, they thought that the second coming was in their lifetime.
Yes, I believe that's true.
I mean, the scholars have talked about this forever. That the Peter was like,
Peter.
don't even bother getting married because there's no time because it's happening.
So,
This is that's why a lot of the apostles, a lot of people that were followers were like, don't even get married, don't bother because you don't have time. It's ending anyway. This is ending in our lifetimes. This is done. And here we are 2,000 years later, and people are still like, hey, it's ending.
So according to this group, like you said, how do you decide, blah, blah, blah. But all other religions, people who believe in all other religions, I guess, would be left, right?
Yes.
According
Of
to
course,
these people.
yeah. I mean,
For sure.
So even if you're pure and pray to your God and do good deeds and look out for man or woman or child, because you believe in a different
it's my understanding.
God, you're left.
and
Back their own horse.
largely, you believe in what you believe based on where you were born. That's the vast majority of how people come into contact with what their beliefs
Yeah.
are.
I
You're
mean, I
born
believe what I
into-
believe
right.
because
Well, you're born
Parents
into
believe
it,
it.
and it's what
Right.
you understand. So if you're born in Nepal, well, you're not gonna be born into a Christian family. Most likely, you're probably a Buddhist. You didn't have any control over that. You didn't do anything to be. So this is why I never understand the whole "we know the criteria" thing. So why would you think that God would punish some kid who had no say in anything about what he followed or didn't follow?
Because they believe that's what their holy book says.
Right, but it doesn't. I mean, I've read it too. It doesn't say, people who never were exposed to this are going to be dead. It's one thing if you're going to make the argument like people exposed to it and then rejected it. Like that would be at least a cogent argument. But how would somebody, if they never even know? How you gonna have to take the rap for that?
Preaching to the
It's
choir,
a pretty,
man.
pretty raw deal, isn't it?
Mm.
I don't think the big guy gives raw deals. I don't think he's like intentionally going, "Ha, you're over there. It's too bad, buddy." I just don't believe that.
I don't know. If I knew the answer,
Well, that's a good
I'd
point.
feel much better about
Yeah,
everything.
the better answer is
Any
nobody
answer.
knows.
Any
Yeah.
answer.
Yeah.
It's just
That's a good truth, though. Nobody knows.
nobody knows, and you
It's
just
a
pray
great
for the best.
It's a great place to start.
unintended.
Nobody knows.
Yeah,
I think that's a great place to start.
that's actually my philosophy on all it. I don't know.
And
I don't know.
But people truly believe they do, and
Sure.
that's where the actions come into play.
But I think anyone, including the Pope, who I believe would agree with me, it doesn't matter who you are, how religious you are, how much you believe it, just logically, mathematically, spiritually, I think it's healthy to still have some room, to have some doubt, to have some wiggle room. And I'll quote for the 20th time on this show, Father Ted from Priest and Rabbi said years ago, one of the smartest things ever, let me get it right. He said, certitude is the opposite of faith.
Yeah.
So if you say you have faith, you also can't say you're certain because it's faith. If it were certitude, that has nothing to do with
No,
faith.
it would be knowledge
It
instead
would be
of
knowledge.
belief.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a really big differentiation.
Yeah.
The difference between knowledge and belief, because belief can be strong. It can
Sure.
feel like knowledge, but it's not because it's something that can be known, can be looked up, can be measured, can be seen.
be on
And the
Wikipedia.
idea, the whole point of faith is that you can't see it and you can't know it, so you stick with it anyway.
Yeah.
That's what faith is.
Well, I'm sure the Bible says this, that basically paraphrasing, there are people who have seen my miracles, but blessed are those who have not seen but still believed. That makes sense to me.
sure.
Like, hey, you guys saw the pillar of fire. You guys saw Jesus rise from the dead. You guys saw this blind guy get up and walk. But there are a whole bunch of people never seen any of those things. And if you still believe without the proof, good for you. That's what the Bible says.
I feel a lot of different ways about this. Like I could go off on little things, but
Yeah.
what makes me upset, I guess, about people that get angry about someone who believes in something, who cares? Like if it makes me feel better
Mhm.
and live better and treat people better because I believe in this, why does it make you so angry? That's what
Let me
really
answer
bothers
that.
me.
As an agnostic.
Yeah.
It doesn't at all. I've said many times in the show, I don't know how a toaster works. So how am I going to tell you you're wrong about God? I can give you my reasons for what I think is true, and you can give me yours, and maybe there's a Venn diagram overlap. But if not, if it makes your life better and makes you happier, you should do that. I've said very openly and honestly that when I was a Christian, I was happier. It was simpler. I had someone looking out for me. I
You have
had a
belief
a
system,
rule
a
book.
guide.
I
Yeah.
had it. But easier isn't comfortable if you don't believe it. And so I am wide open.
But there's not everyone's like that.
No.
And
no, most people are not.
And having said that, just a side note off that, people who think other religions are wrong, like I don't like that either.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily think I'm 100% right. I can't, because what would that mean? That everyone who doesn't believe what I believe is just
It's what most people
doomed?
think.
Like I don't like that. That doesn't feel good to me. It doesn't feel
And see,
right.
right on cue, Kristen Earl says, y'all really don't know anything about the Bible.
Ah.
Scripture is all caps, really clear about all these things, but you do have to actually hear them. That's what I'm against.
Yeah.
That's what I don't believe in. I don't believe in magic that God picked you and not me. And the evidence is against
like that.
Christian Earl.
Yes.
Otherwise, there wouldn't be 1,000 different Christian churches.
Well,
if it
that's
were that clear.
That's kind of the point, right? Even within the same basic belief system, there are how many different versions of it?
Oh, there's under the Catholic Church, there's
That-
35 different rites or
And
something
that's
like
just
that.
and that's just one
yeah.
branch. That's not counting any Protestant evangelical churches that broke off at various points in history, and every one of them has a slightly different view on maybe some of it, maybe just basic day-to-day doctrine. Some of it's on bigger things. But then you're going to tell again the rest of the world that they're wrong,
right.
based
and they're
on
bad,
what?
and they're going to suffer and be doomed.
Yeah, I mean,
That's just ick.
it's because I think what you're getting to, Trish, is there are definitely people. They're kind of the people that I would put in maybe in the angry atheist category, where they're going to lash out at it.
You're stupid.
But in part of that is them being tired of being told that they're going to hell, that they're wrong, whatever. And
I
you're
agree
not
with
the
that.
person that would do that.
No.
It's just
But
other
there's
people
plenty.
who are religious that
Yeah.
do, and then we have this nonstop back and forth.
To me, it's the absolute height of arrogance. Back to my, I don't know how a toaster works. I would struggle to do long division right now. I am not the smartest person in the world. If I were, if somehow you could clock my IQ and say, no one's ever been as smart as this guy, I would be smart enough to look at this multi-thousand-year-old manuscript and say, I'm probably not getting everything this is trying to tell me. I'm probably missing some historicity. I'm probably missing some logic. I'm probably missing something. There's something I'm not getting. I'm sure of that because I'm the smartest man in the world. So knowing I'm not nearly the smartest man in the world, I'm very sure there are many things about this thousands of year old manuscript I don't get. Things I missed, things that went over my head, things I'm not smart enough, things I'm not spiritually attuned. But then you have people like Christian Earl who says it's easy. It's so clear.
Which
You
I'm
know-
a little bit jealous of that.
I'm not.
I am a little bit.
Oh,
So, and
Because
here's the
he's
thing,
so
though.
sure.
well, he's probably happier than me
Yeah.
because he's so
I'm
sure.
a little bit jealous.
So
Not
here-
much because I don't want to have that outlook.
So
on
here's the
people.
thing, though. Like when you mentioned the math, Dave. So only about 30% of the world is Christian. So let's say 1/3 of the earth are made up of Christians. I think only like 10% are evangelicals. So 90% of the world does not see things the same way
Wow.
that you do.
Seems like they have a louder voice than that, don't they?
Right.
Doesn't
Well,
it?
it's bigger here.
Yeah.
It's bigger in the United States. That's just worldwide, right? So worldwide, Catholicism's way bigger than evangelicalism, but not in the U.S. The U.S. it's flipped. But like that, and maybe that flips our view. But again, that's kind of the thing here is like, okay, so 90% of the world is wrong. And again, maybe that's true. As the person like Dave, I'm in the agnostic category too. Maybe that's true, but that is an awfully big assumption.
Mhm.
That we small percentage are right and the 90% are just wrong. And again, a lot of those 90% aren't wrong by choice. They're wrong, quote, wrong because they were born in the wrong part of the world or born to the wrong parents who were believers of some other religion or not believers in any religion at all.
But the next sentence to that is, and let me just say again, not only are they wrong, they're doomed, which I think goes against the very definition of what Christianity stands for. That's why I don't buy that.
Yeah, Tom made an interesting point on the chat. Unless you speak Greek, Aramaic, and Hebrew, you really haven't read the Bible. What we've read are translations of translations of translations over 2,000 years. Translations that have been changed by kings, that have been edited by not just popes, but by cardinal conventions. I'm forgetting what they're calling them. I'm such an idiot. I grew up Catholic. I should know this. But like there are a lot of groups of people that have come together over time to change what's in there and what's not and to alter the terms. And some of the translations are just wrong based on scholars that I've read because people just misunderstood a word that was written in Aramaic or written in ancient Greek. And then that changed the meaning of a sentence and people have assumed the wrong thing all along.
We got that all figured out. It's not even 1:30.
And of course, our buddy.
The Dave Glover Show is sponsored by the Michaels Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloored.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6481. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6481. That's 800-575-6481. Tax Relief Advocates, real solutions for real people.
Tell you guys about Neovitin. I think you know about Neovitin if you listen to the show. It is a locally created, made in the U.S., which is important because of the regulations. It's next to many Chinese products, and just because something's from China doesn't mean it's subpar, but it does mean that they don't have regulations. So you hope that it has all the things that it says that it has. With Neovitin, you know that it does. 20 ingredients, vitamins, antioxidants, omega-3 fish oils. I don't like taking big pills. I never have, actually, but the older I get, the less I like it. And these are very easy to swallow. No problem there. Take 2 pills a day. Cost less than $1 a day. A portion of that, the proceeds of every bottle are going to go to cancer research in honor of our founder, Dr. Ken Ribicki, my doctor and my very good friend going back all those years. If you would like to buy it locally, do it right off the shelves at Schnucks and Deerbergs or online at neovitin.com.
Are you 55 or older and have questions or concerns regarding your retirement plan? Do you wonder how rising taxes will impact your cash flow? I'm Matthew Allgeier of FIRA Capital Management, and I can help you answer these questions and more. Register for our upcoming dinner at Chris's Steakhouse, Tuesday, September 23rd or Thursday, September 25th, beginning at 5:30 p.m. by calling 314-269-0954. This event will cover income and investment planning and tax-efficient strategies. Seating is limited, so call now at 314-269-0954 to register. FIRA is registered as an investment advisor with the SEC and only transacts business in states where it is properly registered or is excluded or exempted from registration requirements. This is a paid advertisement to KMOX News Radio 1120 by Pine Ridge.
Hi, this is Charlie Brennan. I see clearly now thanks to the doctors, Greg Birdie, Ranjan Malhotra, Robert Brusati, and Andy Royer. You can too. YourEyeDoc.com.
Join Mark Patrick seminars and lose the weight or stop smoking guaranteed. That's right, weight loss seminar at the Marriott St. Louis West in St. Louis at 11 a.m. Registration 10:30 a.m. Stop smoking seminar 2 p.m. Registration 1:30 p.m.
KMOX is now on 104.1 FM, the same great station with even better sound.
Welcome back, DGS. It's good discussion. You should be able to discuss religion in mixed company.
Well, I mean,
as
the
long as
the
everyone's
rapture's tomorrow, we
respectful and
better.
everyone's not name calling.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's our last chance.
Yeah. I mean, and to be clear, I think my best message, if you don't misinterpret me, I clearly am admitting I don't know. And I just believe nobody else
Well,
does
just
either.
say you know. We're going tomorrow. Who cares?
Yeah, hedge your
Well,
bets.
hey, if I say I know, does that mean I get to go?
Maybe.
I'll tell you this.
Can't hurt.
And I just told these guys on the break, one thing I've always thought, and you can agree and disagree about understandability, but I have children, and that's the closest I'll ever come to understanding the relationship between any God and his or her created beings. And if I were leaving for a year and I had to leave a note or a little pamphlet for my children on what I expected them to do and how to find me, they're going to miss their dad. It would be the simplest, most concise thing ever. Right? Agreed?
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to leave any any room for misinterpretation. Oh, you're at the QT at 40 in K, not at 70 in K. See what I'm saying?
Yes.
But if it were like religion, then the kids would split and Phoebe would say, no, I've read what dad left. He's at highway K and 40. And Nick would say, no, he's at 70 and K. I guarantee you. And that to me is kind of what has happened. So maybe God did leave a really easy to understand pamphlet and we screwed it up.
Yeah, right.
But if this is what he left, I can't give him a really great grade because you confused everyone. There are thousands of sects of people who think, now maybe they're wrong, maybe everyone goes to heaven or maybe every Christian or whatever it is, I don't know. But you have to admit that the record we have, the pamphlet that was left behind, has caused a lot of...
Yeah, but I blame that more on us than anything.
Yeah.
We screw up everything.
That's my analogy.
We can't even get from
my
today
analogy
to
with Nick and
tomorrow,
Phoebe.
you know.
Yeah,
They're arguing with each other.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's
I mean,
necessarily
we
with the
humans have
author.
had 2,000 years to muck it all up. We're pretty good at mucking things up.
Yeah.
You know? And
Doesn't
again,
take us that long.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. As human, and that's a human thing. And
Humans.
yeah.
Soul on Fire, the inspiring new movie about St. Louis's own John O'Leary, is coming to the big screen. His story of triumph and resilience is one you won't forget. In partnership with Jerry Kelly Heating and Air Conditioning, The Chris and Amy Show is hosting a special sneak peek Tuesday, October 2nd at 7 p.m. at Ronnie's Theater. Listen all this week to The Chris and Amy Show for your chance to win exclusive passes. For full details, visit KMOX.com/events.
Thank you, Missouri, for making Genesis of St. Charles your #1 and most trusted Genesis dealer for 2025. The all-out sellout has arrived. Genesis of St. Charles is out to break all sales records. This month only, receive a $500 gift card with any new vehicle purchase. Want to trade? We're offering more than ever before. These offers absolutely end September 30th. Visit genesisofstcharles.com today. Based on GMA sales records for 2024, one gift card per purchase, prior sales excluded.
Weather patterns are just about stuck from coast to coast, and that means we've got a stretch of unsettled weather that's going to be continuing. Periods of rain and some thunderstorms around going through the afternoon, not raining all the time. However, some of these storms could drop some very heavy rain. 81 for the high. Tonight, clouds, scattered showers and thunderstorms, 66. Tuesday, mostly cloudy. Some scattered showers and thunderstorms, 79. Basically the same story on Wednesday and Thursday. I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM. KMOX.
Take your front door from flat to phenomenal. Launch your curb appeal into another dimension during Mosby's Out of This World door sale. A new front door can be yours from just $69 a month. Hurry, sale ends Halloween. Details at callmosby.com.
When it comes to affordable term life insurance, everyone's whistling the Big Lou tune. If you're over 50, maybe a bit porky, or have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost about $200 a month. Even if you're not in perfect health, call Big Lou, because he specializes in finding big chunks of affordable term life insurance for just about everyone. Don't let diabetes or other health glitches keep you from owning $500,000 to $1 million or more of term life insurance. For affordable term life insurance, call Big Lou. Don't hesitate. Call 800-700-6898, 800-700-6898, or visit biglou.com.
Call Big Lou, don't hesitate, 800-700-6898. Call Big Lou, don't hesitate, 800-700-6898. Visit biglou.com.
So a lot of people made a lot of money over the weekend on Underdog, playing baseball and college football and NFL. Some people lost. I mean, that's the way it goes. With Underdog, you really only have one job. So if you like complicated, it may not be for you. But if you like simple, and you like being able to win 5,000 times what you put down, then Underdog may be for you. For baseball, like I was playing yesterday, watching the last home game, how many strikeouts is the starting pitcher going to get? How many hits is Jordan Walker going to hit? And you don't have to say, oh, he's going to get 2. You just say more than this, less than this. For football, you're going to be saying things like receiving yards and touchdowns and interceptions. Again, all you do is say higher and lower. I have put it together where I've not put that much money into it. And again, you can win up to 5,000 times that amount. You only have to put $1 down. So I think you may be interested. Download the app today using promo code Glover. As soon as you put your first $5 on a group of games, you're going to get $50 put into your account as bonus funds because you signed up with promo code Glover. You got to be 18. You got to be in Missouri. If you're concerned with your play, by all means, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Also, terms apply. Go to assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_HTML.
Selling your home? Every situation is unique. Find the best options that are right for you from the real estate team who offer more options. My friends Mark and Neil Gelman of eXp Realty. Check out the only agents I trust. Go to thegelmanteam.com. That's thegelmanteam.com.
This is Kyle Bush with Crinch Financial Group. For over 6 decades, we've helped St. Louis families and businesses plan with purpose and live with confidence. Life changes, divorce, loss of a loved one, or an inheritance. It can be overwhelming. We provide the resources, long-standing support, and thoughtful guidance you need to plan ahead. With our help and experience, you don't have to navigate these transitions alone. You can move forward with greater clarity and confidence. Your goals, our mission. Start today at kfgadvisors.com.
Securities offered through Raymond James Financial Services. Member FINRA/SIPC. Prince Financial Group is not a broker-dealer.
It's the most inspiring night in sports, the Musial Awards at Stiefel Theater. You can be in the audience for this nationally televised event from St. Louis. Named for Stan the Man, the Musial Awards celebrate those who uplift us through their extraordinary sportsmanship. Experience the remarkable moments and people that make this an event like no other. The Musial Awards, presented by Maryville University, Saturday, November 22nd. Tickets at musialawards.com.
Fridays mean football. From a zoo to the NFL, we've got your weekend covered.
All 3, ready?
It's Friday football on KMOX.
Welcome back, guys. DGS on KMOX. Trish is hanging out with us until 1 p.m. She may be back on Thursday. Jury's out. We'll wait and see. We don't know.
Andrew is not the best scheduler. I will say that.
Well, we were locked in.
I wouldn't say locked in.
You said these are the dates I want. I said perfect. Let's do it.
And then Friday, you're not even on the air.
And then Friday, we're not on the air.
So it wasn't perfect.
You'd have found out
when you showed up.
I would have been
oh my
so
God.
mad.
I wouldn't want to see that Trish.
That'd be top 3, Andrew, I'm mad at you about.
Yeah.
Lottery, driving on the left side, and that.
Making you show up when
I'm
there's
waiting
no
for
show.
my number 3. Yeah. This got a slot open for you.
I had an interesting experience yesterday. So every month I get an email to my email, from PayPal saying you were charged $18.99 for Hulu.
Uh-huh.
So I don't watch Hulu very much, clearly. But the last few times I've gone to it in the past year, I've logged in with my email and it says, welcome, pick a plan. Which plan do you want? And I'm like, I have the $18.99 plan. Just let me watch Hulu. So I called on a Sunday morning.
Look at you.
Sunday
Brave.
morning.
David.
I know. And I was rewarded because I got a really nice lady. And she even said things like, this does not seem fair to me. So what we figured out,
That's
is
a good line.
it was under an old email, also on Yahoo, that I no longer even have access to.
Oh.
Which parenthetically, I said this before, but just get this crap. When I contacted Yahoo a year or so ago and said, hey, I have this old Yahoo and I a bunch of stuff is going to it. Can I just change my password? And they're like, absolutely. It's $15.99 a month. I'm like, that's
what?
Yeah. And I thought they meant 1 month. And I'm like, well, that's kind of crappy. that you're charging me to just get into my email, but okay. It was, you had to subscribe to this next level to be able to go in and change your password. So anyway,
Every month?
every month. Yeah, for like a year. So I didn't do that. I'm like, I'll just miss whatever goes to that old email. We all have
You're really
one.
throwing a lot out here.
I know.
How did that email get to you then?
Because it's PayPal. So PayPal has my new email.
Oh,
But Hulu
okay,
didn't.
I got it.
But here's the interesting part. The lady was really nice. And I guess Disney and Hulu and all that is all together. And she said, this is going to be one of the more pleasant calls I get today because all we're doing is fielding people canceling Disney because of the Kimmel thing.
Because ABC, Disney,
Yeah.
Hulu.
So it's
Same
just,
group.
you could just hear the phones ringing in the back. She's like, that's all we're doing.
Have any numbers come out on that yet? Like how much?
3.5 billion.
That's what they've been losing?
That's what they lost.
Wow.
Yeah, basically in a week.
Because, you always hear talk about, I'm going to cancel that. And then
Yeah.
no one ever really does.
Right,
I
sure.
was just wondering how
Yeah.
much they actually lost.
Yeah, no, if I were them, I would depend on one, people not doing what they say they're going
Right.
to do. And two, just they'll be back in 6 months. But yeah, the short term was 3.5 billion.
So I wonder how that's going to turn out. And I'm sure I could read a lot of articles, but since we're on a talk show, I'll bring it up
Yeah,
here.
why not?
Like what's really going to happen if they say, okay, you can come back. We want you to do a couple things. And he says no. Like who is it on then?
That's the new narrative. Is that just today it came out that ABC, I guess 3.5 billion got their attention. ABC has reached out to Kimmel and said, let's meet again. And I have to believe that it would be, okay, we desperately want your people not mad at us, but you have to jump through some hoops. You're going to have to blah, blah, blah. And what Sinclair, the company, said was he needs to give a formal apology and he needs to give a meaningful donation to Turning Point, which I'm guessing for a guy like Kimmel would be $1 million. So then it's going to come down, I'm guessing, to Jimmy Kimmel to say, I'm willing to eat some crow to get my show back or I'm not.
I don't know how he does that with what he's
Done in the
on.
past.
Yeah, and done in the past. I don't know how he makes that donation.
Interesting.
And because he has been, or sources say, he doesn't feel like he should apologize for anything.
Yeah.
Well, then let's put this another step forward then. Does Jimmy Kimmel have leverage? In other words, if this all ends up in his termination, do you guys think he gets another job? High quality, high paying job pretty fast?
Yes.
So
Even if he just
or he
said,
does a podcast.
yeah,
or
hey,
YouTube.
Stephen Colbert,
Right.
let's do a podcast
So,
together.
so in other words, he's got significant revenue opportunities either way.
And he's already
so
rich.
So he's got leverage.
Yeah.
But okay, let's say ABC says, okay, just apologize, we'll be fine. And he says no. Can he legally get out of his contract
It's a good
and just
question.
leave?
Yeah, it all depends on how it's written. Is it written that, in disciplinary cases you have to comply or blah blah
Yeah.
blah? I mean, like I'm sure
Like how much money would he lose
Yeah,
then if he
'cause
just says no, I don't want to come back?
I'm
there?
sure his contract is a little more complicated than mine
Right.
is.
Yeah.
But he also, I'm sure, had a team of lawyers
Right.
on it too.
For sure.
So, yeah, I it all depends on what the language is. Because I know better in baseball and in sports, like there's language in all contracts for conduct detrimental to the league, and that's put in there. And then it's that there's a little bit of leeway there with how the commissioner can interpret that and what it actually means. But
we
there's-
probably have something like that.
yeah, I
too.
mean, I'm sure we have some version of a
Morality
morals
clause,
clause,
yeah.
right? If you embarrass the company or whatever.
Mhm.
So it'll be interesting to see what that is and how he wants to play it and how seriously. Because I think if I'm him, I would probably definitely apologize for my error and for being mean. And again, I wasn't over the top, but just that timing is bad. I shouldn't have done that. That kind of thing. If he really believes that he did nothing wrong, then obviously, how do you make that compromise? And think of it from even if you're a huge Charlie Kirk fan and you don't care about Kimmel or you even hate Kimmel. If someone asked you, you don't think you did anything, you don't think you did anything wrong, you believe in your heart you didn't do anything wrong, would you apologize for a thing?
That's a hard pill to swallow.
Because that's what it comes down to. This is not about agree or disagree with Jimmy Kimmel. This is if you don't think you did anything wrong, do you apologize?
Would you?
I don't know.
I don't see you doing that.
And Jimmy Kimmel, right or wrong, has built his brand on I'm anti these guys.
Sure.
And so if he were to try to squeak out an apology that got his job back, but go back to being that guy, that's pretty tough putt.
It's like Bill Maher going to the White House or sitting down with President Trump. Like everyone was mad.
And
like that's not his thing.
Let me make an observation, and you guys agree or disagree, along with the people on the stream. Which, by the way, we really value you guys. We'll give you crap now and then, and we'll block you if you're an a-hole. But we appreciate you guys making comments and disagreeing with us. That's what makes the world go round. Where was I going with that?
I'm not sure.
What was the last thing we were talking about? I had something.
I said
Damn it.
Bill Maher going.
Oh, yes. I consider myself a bit of a Bill Maher. I've always been in the middle. I'll go a little left on this social stuff. I'll go a little right on this, like protection and taxes and whatnot.
But you call everybody out.
But we're the most hated people, right? Because Bill Maher, I watched him this weekend, and he just said a number of things, but he was typically him. But in this current atmosphere, I think what's going on is if you're in the middle, very few people appreciate that. Very few people see in you what they believe and go, now there's some things that you believe that I don't, but I appreciate where we line up. I think they find the thing they disagree with and the thing maybe they hate, and then they hate you. Even though you agree with some of their things, if you don't check all the boxes, I think if you check 7 out of 10 boxes for a person, they're going to hate you because of the 3 boxes that are unchecked.
Yeah.
However, if you watch AOC and a few of the people who are solidly on the left, they're saying things like Charlie Kirk is in hell and he's just dust to me. They're saying like really over the top things, but they're not taking the crap because people know, well,
they expect it. Yeah.
They expect it. Yeah, that's an interesting thing to me.
They're already the enemy of one side, and they already have their fan base.
Yeah.
I really think, though, just going back to the career thing, take all the political stuff out of it that we're all fighting about. Career-wise, I think it's the best thing for him not to go back there. Because I think late night's dying anyway. The viewers aren't there.
That's a really good point.
I just think he, career-wise, could make so much more money and be much more popular if he did a YouTube or a podcast or something like, or even went on a talk show like on CNN, or they have that really bad trying to be funny comedy show. Like he could do a really good one, or like a Bill Maher show on a MSNBC or a CNN where he belongs, really. Because anyone who's going to watch him, you want to hear what you want to hear. Like, what you're getting. I think that's where it belongs.
I do think that late night has died for a lot of reasons. But for me, as an agnostic guy in the middle, I think one of the biggest reasons was when they all went to attacking Trump.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't like Trump, and I haven't watched a minute of their content because I don't care. I don't find not liking Trump funny. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Well, and late night shows were not political.
And if they were, they went at both sides.
Trump.
They always went at both sides.
And even SNL, like you expect, okay, it doesn't matter who the president was, they make fun of the president.
Yeah.
Johnny Carson, doesn't matter who, they would make a couple of jokes about politics and then move on. These guys don't move on anymore. Well, especially Colbert and Kimmel, like the whole monologue is almost political.
Yeah.
Are you a skilled maintenance or process technician and feel like you're not being paid what you're worth? At Pretium Packaging, we're shaping the future, one bottle, one idea at a time. We value innovation, sustainability, and experience. And right now, we're hiring. Bring your expertise to a company that believes in paying top dollar for talent. With great pay, great benefits, and opportunities to grow, you've got to check out Pretium, packaging your ideas into solutions. Apply today at PretiumPKG.com. That's Pretium with a T, PKG.com.
Setting goals for retirement is one thing, but knowing how to achieve those goals is another.
What are your wishes, hopes, and dreams? What's retirement look like for you? Because everybody, that picture is different.
For tips on building a better nest egg, tune into the All Financial Hour with host Steve All, Saturday mornings at 10 or Sunday evenings at 6, right here on KMOX. You can also visit yourmoneymattersstl.com for more details.
The KMOX CDSC Soccer Showcase, presented by Michelob Ultra, is back. Next stop, Hot Shot Sports Bar and Grill in Fenton, Thursday, September 25th. A limited number of fans can get an autograph with CDSC player Thomas Ostrak. Register to win great prizes, enjoy great food, and cold drinks. Hot Shots in Fenton, the place to be Thursday, September 25th from 6 till 8 p.m. for the CDSC Soccer Showcase, presented by Michelob Ultra. For more info, KMOX.com/events.
This is Megan Lynch. 250 doctors go to Ophthalmology Associates. That's why I trust them. Ophthalmology Associates, 314-966-5000 or youridoc.com.
If you're drowning in IRS debt and can't afford to pay, then you need to take advantage of special IRS tax programs that are available and free yourself from IRS collection efforts once and for all. Due to the financial hardship consumers are facing throughout the country, the Internal Revenue Service has made it easier to settle delinquent tax problems. An open phone line has been established by Community Tax for consumers to call and see if they qualify. Take down this number or store it in your cell phone, but call the Community Tax Helpline at 800-536-9607. If you owe back taxes to the IRS and cannot afford to pay them back, or even if you have years of unfiled tax returns, there's no need to fear anymore. But you have to call the Community Tax Helpline today at 800-536-9607 for the help that you need. Don't take on the IRS alone. They can attack your wages, savings, pension, home, and even your Social Security check. Call 800-536-9607 for your free consultation and to see if you qualify. That's 800-536-9607.
Tomorrow, some of us will wake up and it will be our last day on this earth. It will be unexpected and without warning. Each year, 250,000 people will die from medical malpractice, the third leading cause of death in America. 43,000 will die in a car or truck crash. 6,000 will die working on the job. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan, and we represent many of these families. It's awful. Unfortunately, many times some of these family members are not speaking and never get to say, I'm sorry or goodbye. If you're at odds with a loved one, listen closely. Pick up the phone. Call them. Say you're sorry. I promise a huge burden will be lifted from your heart and your soul will be renewed. Even if you're not wrong in your own mind, it doesn't matter. Death is bad enough. Death without closure and love will follow you the rest of your days. Trust me on this. Morgan & Morgan. Injured? Dial Pound Law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Welcome back, DGS. Corey Hall online says, how would Johnny Carson respond to this? It's interesting, Corey, because we were just literally talking about Johnny Carson on the break. First of all, Johnny would not have gotten his you-know-what in a ringer.
No.
He was too smart for that. But a different topic, but I think it's kind of interesting. We're just talking about how Johnny Carson, the old Tonight Show, is so revered. I get it. I grew up with it.
Me too. Yeah.
But if you go back and watch it, and watch an episode, it's 80% not great, and then some classic moments.
Uh-huh.
And fine. I think it's kind of interesting that they did 60 Minutes and they had 100 writers and all that production, and they,
all the guests
couldn't
in the
make
world,
an hour great.
The biggest stars in the world anytime you wanted them.
They didn't really have to, though. It was the only
thing.
That's it, right?
But I also think it's interesting how entertainment ages.
Yeah.
Like at some point, I've told this story before. In the 1904 St. Louis World's Fair, they had complained about the last World's Fair. The music was too old. So they brought in the hippest act of 1904.
Yeah.
John Philip Sousa.
Oh.
He was the...
Can you imagine sitting through a John Philip Sousa concert now?
Oh, man.
Or
No, you're
the
right.
1930s and 40s vaudeville. Waka chaka chaka tuck tuck tuck.
How everything's evolved.
Everything's so
yeah.
And so like if you forced Phoebe and her friends to watch a bunch of Johnny Carson episodes, they'd be like, what the hell is this?
Even maybe Friends. I don't know. And that might be cool to like, but everything has its day and everything's funny of the time.
Of the time.
And then move on, it evolves and it's just not funny anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we were also talking about that too. Like, I can't believe the networks keep running shows that lose so much money.
Yeah. Well,
And then they're gonna be
Trish
like-
made a great point that maybe they didn't want to be the first one to start killing late night.
Yeah.
It's such an institution that, yeah, they didn't want to be the first one. And now that a couple have fallen, but I do think this is probably also the best thing that happened to Jimmy Fallon. The Tonight Show probably has a much better chance of sticking around. The field is just not the same. You can't keep all of those shows on at night with no viewers. People aren't watching it. They're watching it the next day.
Let me ask you guys this, because I have an answer.
On Instagram or something.
Do you feel a chill? I'll make it a statement. I've never felt a chill on the air before, being afraid to say something. Like, I know I can't say the F word, or I can't talk about sex graphically. I get that, FCC stuff. But giving an opinion, this is the first time in my career where I'm really double and triple checking what I say. And I don't like that. But I mean, it is where we are.
Because it could happen over anything. It could happen because it's a slow news day. It could happen because you flubbed your words.
Yeah.
It could literally happen over anything.
Yes.
Anything.
Mm-hmm.
It's scary.
Yeah. I'm less worried about it when it's just people being people. So like if you say something that angers people and they call your boss and complain, that's one thing. It's an entire thing that's opposite of that. And more than that, when you have senior government officials saying, we're coming after you.
Yeah, but what about the mob mentality? Like, you get one person, then
that.
it's 5, and then it's 100, and then it's 1,000, then you have people picketing, and it's just.
I don't know why I don't worry about that as much. I mean, it's not to say that it can't happen. I don't worry about that as much. I worry more about consolidated power telling people they can or cannot say things. It's one thing if individuals work together. And again, this is a weird line, and maybe I'm just a weirdo. But it's one thing if a whole bunch of people are just genuinely mad and they make phone calls and they start doing this thing versus one powerful person not liking what I said. Which, by the way, if it's my boss or if it's an executive in my company, that I'm already subject to that. But that's different because that's a private business as opposed to a government. Government should not be touching that.
So what
and
do you
it's
think
literally in the Constitution.
So what happens from here? Is this a one-off, or is this what's going to start happening? Or do we have stops in place like everyone keeps
saying? We'll find out. Right? Isn't that what Brad always says? That they're going to test all of these things, and we'll know based on what the judges come back with, whether it's Supreme Court or
and it's really in the conservatives' Republicans' hands. Really, like
I mean, they've won elections.
Either they stand up though and say this is wrong, or they let it happen and it keeps going.
Oh, you mean in that way? I don't know. I mean, yeah, to a degree.
Both
But I would also say it's if the people who are placed in positions of power to interpret the law interpret the law and leave politics out of it, I think it'll be fine.
I will say I don't think Kimmel's going to be the last. I mean, the FCC chair said the last shoe has not dropped. So,
and that's what I'm talking about, right? I'm talking about a person in a position of power, a government position of power, saying we're still coming after people.
Yeah. Thank you, Trish. We'll see you Thursday. Maybe. Tell you guys about Dr. Kathy Maupin, who Trish also knows very, very well, and Dr. Rachel Sullivan. They were in on the show, I think, last Friday or so. Kathy, and she's just one person, but man, she just turned 70. She looks 50. She just looks like $1 million. She absolutely unapologetically says that she gets all the treatments. She gets the pellets at BioBalance Health. She gets all the treatments on her face and her body over at BioBalance Skin. Why wouldn't you? You own the place. It doesn't kind of cost you nothing. I've been getting the pellets for 6 years. Been very, very happy with them. Never thought about going off them. Never been tempted to. I get stuff over at BioBalance Skin, maybe quarterly, something like that. I think it's helped. Don't feel sheepish because whoever's in the waiting room with you is getting a very similar kind of treatment to you. When I'm getting my pellets, there are usually 5 or 6 people in the waiting room. It's always half men and women. Kathy gave me a lot of credit for bringing in the men, which I will thank her for, and just tell you guys, it does get better. You don't have to suffer like this. Just put a little trust in Dr. Maupin. Go to biobalancehealth.com.
Don't get lulled into believing the IRS is getting soft. It's just the opposite. Hi, this is Lance Story with the Lance Story Law Firm. We are being told by IRS collection officers that their higher-ups are demanding that they get more aggressive than ever. So don't ignore them any longer. Level up. If you have unfiled returns, unpaid taxes, levies, or liens, call the Lance Story Law Firm today and let us get between you and the IRS. We'll protect your rights, including your right to appeal or even your right to take the IRS to tax court. Remember, IRS problems are legal problems, and they need to be handled by an expert attorney team who's done it for decades. So call the Lance Story Law Firm today. We're local. Our office is right here in St. Louis, or visit Lance, DRURY, law.com to schedule your free consultation with your local tax resolution law firm, the Lance Story Law Firm, 314-260-6120.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have Leaf Filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
Hey, St. Louis, this is Ben Barnett, board-certified master arborist and owner at Timberline Professional Tree Care. As a local small business owner for the past 24 years, I always do my best to shop local and support our community. Recently, 2 of the largest tree contractors in the region have sold to out-of-town investment groups. This means that the new owners of these companies are not invested in quality, customer satisfaction, or safety, except for how it affects their bottom line. Timberline Professional Tree Care was founded in 2001 and is focused solely on giving you, the customer, the safest, highest quality product while providing the best customer service before, during, and after the job. I've poured my heart and soul into tree care for the past 24 years, and we aren't going anywhere. When it comes time to take care of your trees, I ask that you shop local and call me, Ben Barnett, at Timberline Professional Tree Care, 636-479-7475, or online at stltreecare.com.
Mid-America's most trusted voice for news. KMOX AM St. Louis. KMOX FM Hazelwood. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
At 2 o'clock, we have mostly cloudy skies, 75 degrees downtown of the Arch. I'm Maria Kina. In for Michael Calhoun, our top story. President Trump saying he will make a major announcement about autism.
While medical professionals like Dr. Celine Gounder are pushing back on a link between acetaminophen during pregnancy to the disorder,
the best evidence does not show an association between Tylenol and autism.
That's what the announcement is expected to be about, even though Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt wouldn't definitively confirm.
I would encourage everyone in this room to go into the 4 o'clock announcement with some critical thinking skills and with some open ears to actually listen to what the president and his team of outsiders have to say about this.
Stacey Lynn, CBS News, the White House.
The United Nations General Assembly meeting in New York today as the idea of a new 2-state solution in the Middle East gains more international support. France says it is joining the growing list of countries formally recognizing a Palestinian state. CBS News national security contributor Samantha Vinograd says the matter will likely dominate this session. However, it's highly unlikely the UN can do anything about it since the U.S. is a permanent member of the Security Council, can veto any resolution calling for Palestinian statehood.
What we should expect is for the United States to consider countermeasures against countries that recognize the state of Palestine. And Secretary of State Marco Rubio actually warned that Israel itself could engage in a counter-reaction to this momentum behind recognizing a state of Palestine.
Well, what social media platform scares parents of teenagers the most?
The clear winner, far and away, the one that parents are most concerned about was TikTok. 38% of all respondents chose TikTok.
Josh Cobert is with online privacy company All About Cookies.
You know, the government has been talking for years about banning TikTok. It has been not just in the news, but headline news itself, the potential for a ban multiple times in the last couple of years.
Cobert tells KMOX Snapchat the second most concerning to parents. The Teens in Tech survey reveals 2/3 of parents think their teens are addicted to their phones. Megan Lynch, KMOX News.
From the Business Desk, it's sponsored by Krentz Financial Group, KFGadvisors.com. Next year's not going to be good when it comes to conventions. That's according to the new head of Explore St. Louis, Brad Dean. He calls convention traffic for 2026 anemic at best. But he tells the Business Journal they'll lean into everything that doesn't involve a meeting or a convention and believe they can grow travel and tourism with leisure travelers. Dean says visitors and the numbers were up this year over last year. However, over the past decade, St. Louis hotel revenue has increased far less than our competitor cities. It was up 7% here, but 28% in Nashville, 26% in Kansas City, and 30% in Indianapolis. A check of the Dow right now from Stifel. It is up 86 points to 46,403. A check of traffic. No real problems out there. It looks like right now, though, due to construction, that ramp for 270 is still closed right now. Looks like maybe they just opened it up too, so that's certainly good news. It was closed out in that area. Otherwise, just watch out for slow-moving construction in different areas, but no accidents to report of at this hour. Weather, Dave Murray has it.
Weather patterns are just about stuck from coast to coast, and that means we've got a stretch of unsettled weather that's going to be continuing. Periods of rain and some thunderstorms around going through the afternoon, not raining all the time. However, some of these storms could drop some very heavy rain. 81 for the high. Tonight, clouds, scattered showers and thunderstorms, 66. Tuesday, mostly cloudy. Some scattered showers and thunderstorms, 79. Basically the same story on Wednesday and Thursday. I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM. KMOX.
It is 74 degrees in St. Peter, 75 in Florissant, and downtown at the Arch, we have clouds and 75 degrees. I'm Maria Kina, KMOX News.
Weather sponsored by Renner Garage Door, forward and back, RENNER.
Cardinal Cowboy here. Renner Garage Door has brought cheers to their fans for decades with the best styles, cutting-edge tech, and good old family values. Get your free repair or replacement quote today. Forward and back. Giddy up!
RENNER. The Dave Glover Show is sponsored by the Michaels Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloored.com.
.205 DGS on KMOX. Thanks again to Trish. She'll be back on Thursday. We're off on Friday. It's our last day off of baseball.
Yeah. Man. I mean, I love the baseball playoffs and I love football season and all that, but man, there's something great about the regular season where it's just every day.
Yeah.
How many games a day are there usually when it's the playoffs? Is it like
no more than 4, but the later you get, the fewer there are.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Okay, let me, you ever get really passionate about something and your thoughts get stuck in the clog in your brain?
Yes. Yeah.
Can you watch them without streaming? Are they on NBC and CBS and that kind of thing?
I don't know.
My memory
entirely.
is they usually were.
Yeah, no, I think at least most are. I can't remember if Apple has any of them or not, but let me take a quick look.
While you're doing that, I had something to eat last night I haven't had in 20 years.
Yum.
Oh?
A Taco Bell beef burrito.
Oh,
Yeah.
sure.
Haven't had it
It's good.
maybe longer than 20 years.
It's good.
Really good.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
And it's a good bang for buck, too.
Yeah.
It's a lot of food for not a lot of money.
Can't complain.
No. So playoffs are Fox, FS1, TBS, and ESPN. And obviously, wherever you stream your TV, they'll be on.
My mom famously loved beef burritos, but would open them up and eat the inside because she thought that the tortilla was paper.
Oh.
And she thought I
So
was
it was
trying to screw her over.
That was like a wrapping.
Yeah.
Was it so more like what you call it? The thing that actually is in the corn husk wrapping.
Oh, the friggin'
what are you two doing?
I don't know, but it's a common thing, and I can't think of a lot.
Tamale?
Yes.
Tamale.
Those are awesome.
I'm
and
the one who got to that.
And I couldn't think of the name.
I kept wanting to say Tostitos.
Did she think it was a tamale? That was what I was going to say.
Yeah, she just loved the inside and thought I was trying to screw her over on
You're
eating that
trying to
paper.
fool her. You're like,
David, bring me my beef pile.
it's just really thin bread.
Mhm.
Yes, with the wrapping on the beef pile.
Why is it better than regular bread, though? Why are flatbreads better? Why is a tortilla better? Why are pitas better? Why are they
Well,
better?
a lot of people wouldn't think so.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
You're talking to a Wonder Bread, Bunny Bread, white kid from South Roxana.
Mhm.
I love tortillas, but I love me my white bread.
All right.
Yeah.
Like I would probably sooner just make my peanut butter and jelly on a tortilla
Well, you
than
should
just go buy the
You
bread.
should
Yeah.
do that.
I know. I should. It'd be good.
Yeah, change your life.
Yeah. Tomorrow's lunch.
No mo bread. Tortilla wheels. Did you guys hear this story? I apologize. I could have and should have exactly who the senator is, but did you read the story about a lawsuit against a U.S. senator because his kids drove a man to commit suicide?
Whoa.
Yeah, the guy was gay, openly gay, and they called him the F word for a gay man. They called him some other words I'd never heard, and evidently did it so much, and he complained to the senator, and the senator didn't do anything, and he ended up taking his own life. Now there's a big, giant lawsuit about it. That's weird.
Oh, it's Ron. It's Ron Wyden from Oregon.
Okay.
Okay, I just found this. I did not know this until you said that. Interesting.
Right. Like, no matter what, it's horrible. Like, something happened.
Ugh.
So now they're accusing him of stealing a bunch of money. So,
Oh, he's being accused of that?
yes,
Oh,
posthumously.
okay.
He's gone.
They're accusing
the man
the
who committed
the man
suicide.
who took his own life of
Yes.
stealing money. Great. That's very classy. I think that's the right thing to do. We just keep outdoing ourselves, don't we?
Also, I watched a fascinating documentary about monarch butterflies last night.
What?
Yes. I've always known that monarch butterflies migrated,
Uh-huh.
but I didn't care to know anymore.
Right.
And it's so much more fascinating than I thought. Every year, I guess, maybe 2 years, didn't clock it. I was in the zone. There's a super generation of monarchs born. Typically, a monarch lives a month, just enough time to get down and dirty and eat a bunch of nectar. And they're gone. But every so often, there's a super generation, and they are able to fly from northern United States and Canada to the middle of Mexico. And for generations, untold, these butterflies have been flying to the same place, the same patch on a mountain in Mexico. It's just crazy. Like, how do they pass that information down? And it takes them 3 months flying 3,000 miles, a butterfly. You've seen how fast they fly, and they make it all the way down there and then mate, and the whole thing starts over again.
You ever think they get happy when they catch a breeze that's at their
Oh,
back?
you know it.
They're like, oh, yeah.
And they were talking about how they navigate it. It's the sun and it's the wind and it's magnetic poles and this and this. And they fly for 3 months, 3,000 miles.
Yeah, see, that's
insane.
That whole knowing what to do, and there's other species that are like that too. Like they know where to go when they migrate.
Yeah.
It's not like us. You know, our parents taught us stuff. You know, my dad taught me how to drive, how to read a map, how to get places. Man, that butterfly's parents only lived a month.
Right? didn't teach them jack crap.
It didn't teach him anything. So it's like It's passed down somehow.
They're like, you should eat that nectar and get down with that girl over there. That's what you should do.
Yeah.
You're going to be dead in 3 weeks.
That's crazy. It wigs me out.
Mm-hmm.
And I know it's not a learned like passing of knowledge. It's certainly much more probably a lot more like the drive to live, right? It's more of an instinct.
Just what they do.
Like, and whether it's, a magnetic draw or whatever, they're following a signal essentially.
Yeah. And then when they get there, they all go into sort of like a hibernation, and it's too cold for them to move their muscles to fly. So it was on 60 Minutes last night because it was Anderson Cooper. He had a monarch in his hands and he was blowing his hot breath onto it, and then it came back to life and took off.
Whoa.
Pretty neat.
It was a frozen one?
Yeah, it wasn't dead. It was just incapable of moving.
I got you. Just too cold.
It was too cold.
Yeah. Must have been inside a TV studio.
Or
cold in there.
Anderson Cooper is a wizard.
Could be. I've always thought that.
Oh, yeah.
It's always been possible in my mind.
Could have simply the breath of life.
I received a troubling email from a 6th grade teacher who begged me. She told me her name. She told me where she taught, just so I knew that it was legit. Begged me not to say anything to Doctor. I never would. But it was a long email, and it was basically just saying, we have failed our children. She'd been teaching for a long time, so she understood what it was like, 20, 25 years ago, that we have just failed them so miserably, and especially the group that she has now that were young during COVID. She said it's a crime. The fact that they can't do the kids that would have been the geniuses when we went to school are now the ones who are able to do the basic stuff. They're the leaders of the class. Most of the class are struggling to even read and do basic math, and they just keep passing them through. And then they get to high school and college. I sound like an old man. Get off my lawn. But then you get to high school and college, and you discover ChatGPT, and you use that to do all of your assignments and write all your stuff. We're going to have some real dumbasses who are 30 years old in another 20 years.
I'm mostly concerned about like doctors, right? When you get to be, when I'm like, an old man and I need medical attention and medical care, and are most of the doctors...
Well, it's going to be during the rapture.
Well, your doctor's going to be an AI anyway in 20 years.
That doesn't make me feel better about what I'm saying here, which is that...
I was kidding.
Well, I mean, you might not be wrong. But yeah, am I going to be seeing a doctor who ChatGPT'd his way through medical school and doesn't actually know anything that he's talking about? It's an unsettling thought.
Even like it's very easy to go where you went. I do too. Worrying about the next generation, are they going to be able to take care of us and all that? But just the experience that they're going to miss out on, and the way they're going to struggle from just not knowing stuff.
So here's what. I know that the education is a much broader and more important subject than what I'm bringing in, but my experience is not in education; it's in coaching. And I haven't noticed a huge difference in what 14-year-olds can and can't do on a baseball field over the last 5 or 6 years. I think there's a difference in generational personality traits. I mean, that's always been that way. So if the kids I had in my first group 12 years ago, my first team at 14, yeah, that group had a different feel than the guys do now, but it's also 12 years of time. You're going to reflect your generation with language, behaviors, things like that. That part I'm not talking about. Just capabilities. I don't see a whole big difference, either with my guys or what I see around me. I don't see people that are less athletic or have lower skill levels or anything. So I'm interested to understand why it would be true in one and not another. And maybe it's because the one that I'm doing is, quote, the fun one.
Yep.
So you're choosing to do more of it because you enjoy doing it as opposed to the thing you don't like, the hard thing.
Well, also, and this is going to sound like an indictment of the education system and teachers, and maybe it is in some way. I have quite a few teachers in my life who I honor and respect, but when the system not gives up, But when the system accommodates, which I think it clearly has, because when I went to school, kids were held back. You flunked. You were terrified of that, being held back, and you being ashamed of your parents or whatever it was. The system cared. The system worked for the most part. This kid can't read at a 4th grade level. Let's keep him in 3rd for one more year and see if we can get him going. And now, as I understand it, a lot of schools don't do that. They accommodate the lack of skill.
How many parents now do you think would be okay with their kid being left behind a year?
It's a great question.
Because I think there's a trade-off. There's a back and forth. And this is not like, I'm a parent, right? I know it's hard. I'm not saying everything should be easy and every kid's different. But I think there's a parent side of this that is in tandem with what you're talking. I think those things both exist. I think there have been some structural flaws. Obviously, we made mistakes on COVID. We didn't know we were making them at the time necessarily, but we did clearly in the end do some things that did some damage. But we haven't been able to make up the ground. Is that ground made up in other countries? And I don't know, right? If it is, what are they doing that we're not? Is it systematic? Is it in the home? Is it a combination of the two? I tend to lean to the combination of the two. But yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure that if if it was me and I got left behind because I didn't do the grades or I couldn't do it, my parents were not going to go knock on the school's door and say, no, my kid's going to 5th grade, no matter what. You need to fix it.
So let's just put on our guessing caps, since we don't know. If my hypothesis is true and the American educational system has accommodated less capable children, why? Is it because it's too hard to educate them? It's too hard to start over from after COVID. They don't care as much. It's not as important. It's some sort of a woke kind of thing where it's like, well, you can't be mean to kids and say that they can't do long division. You'll hurt their feelings. Why do you think it is?
It's going to be an all of the above answer. It's going to be not having enough funding in a lot of school districts. You know, I would love to see the comparison between school districts that have a lot of money and have big budgets versus ones that don't, and see what the difference is in where the students are. I would love to look at the difference between public and private schools. Is the same thing happening in private schools that is happening in public schools?
David
and
Online,
I don't know. I'm just saying I want to know all of this before I could, you know.
David Online says parents in the U.S. no longer know how to parent.
I think that's part of it. I think that it seems like we know less, or at least are trying less than we ever have before. Now, I'm a little talking out of my butt here because I'm not a parent, but it seems like the more we get into, the age of screens and the age of, I don't feel like doing that today, that kind of attitude about everything. I just, I don't know. Seems like we're not doing as well as we used to.
We did. I think I just brought it up a couple of weeks ago that one study in the UK showed that Gen Z parents don't like to read to their kids. Now, again, that's a broad brush to paint with.
Yeah.
So I'm sure there are plenty that do. But if you want to look at educational outcomes, your kids learning to read and being read to and reading with you are really good ways to make sure they're going to have the skills they need when they get to school.
Yeah. Tell you guys about SmartMouth. Missing my partner, Rach, for the rest of this week. She'll be back on Monday. I can just tell you this. If you're going to get addicted to something, if you're going to have a $12 a month habit, make it SmartMouth. It's going to give you a confidence. And it's not like Rach and I walk around cocky because we have SmartMouth. It's not that kind of confidence. It's just knowing that if you run into someone unexpectedly and they give you a hug and, hey, how have you been doing? I've been meaning to call you about business. You don't have to worry about, what did I just eat? You don't have to worry about having bad breath because it knocks your bad breath for 12 hours. Do it twice a day, add it up. That's 24 hours. I avoid the dentist. I shouldn't, but it helps me with my gingivitis using the gum health. There's dry mouth. There's mouth sore. There's toothpaste. There's mints. There's all sorts of things. Nationally, find them at Walmart. Locally, find them at Schnucks. First, go to smartmouth.com/Glover to download a $2.50 coupon.
Hey there, cats and kittens. It's Brian from The Commercial Break, the mediocre comedy podcast where my best friend Chrissy and I attempt to make sense of the world. We talk about the absurd, the ridiculous, and the stuff no one asked for, like internet weirdos, pickup artists, and why everyone is obsessed with crystals and colonics. It's all got to stop. The show is free, it's frequent, and it's probably not for everyone. You can go to tcbpodcast.com, subscribe at youtube.com/The Commercial Break, or check out the show wherever you listen to podcasts. We'll see you on the next Commercial Break. And best to you.
If you're drowning in IRS debt and can't afford to pay, then you need to take advantage of special IRS tax programs that are available and free yourself from IRS collection efforts once and for all. Due to the financial hardship consumers are facing throughout the country, the Internal Revenue Service has made it easier to settle delinquent tax problems. An open phone line has been established by Community Tax for consumers to call and see if they qualify. Take down this number or store it in your cell phone, but call the Community Tax Helpline at 800-536-9607. If you owe back taxes to the IRS and cannot afford to pay them back, or even if you have years of unfiled tax returns, there's no need to fear anymore. But you have to call the Community Tax Helpline today at 800-536-9607 for the help that you need. Don't take on the IRS alone. They can attack your wages, savings, pension, home, and even your Social Security check. Call 800-536-9607 for your free consultation and to see if you qualify. That's 800-536-9607.
Rhino Shield is far superior to even the best traditional exterior house paint. Rhino Shield is 8 to 10 times thicker than paint and comes with a 25-year transferable warranty. Rhino Shield is the only ceramic coating company that has been chosen by Disney, This Old House, and 3 times on HGTV's Curb Appeal, where every episode is concentrated on unpainted brick, bonds and seals to stucco, wood, hardy, block, color lock, masonite, and more. No better product for those steel aluminum sided homes that have become, chalky and tired looking. We coat sloped and flat roofs to extend their lives too. After 15 years, we've got a great reputation and a superior product. As long as it's affordable, why wouldn't you do it? Before you make the costly mistake of painting with traditional paint, you'd be best served to call Rhino Shield today. We are the experts and our evaluations are free. 877-25-RHINO or 877-25rhino.com. Tell them, ladies.
Don't paint, don't Rhino, go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Thank you, Missouri, for making Genesis of St. Charles your #1 and most trusted Genesis dealer for 2025. The all-out sellout has arrived. Genesis of St. Charles is out to break all sales records. This month only, receive a $500 gift card with any new vehicle purchase. Want to trade? We're offering more than ever before. These offers absolutely end September 30th. Visit genesisofstcharles.com today. Based on GMA sales records for 2024, 1 gift card per purchase, prior sales excluded.
News, talk, cars. 104.1 FM KMOX.
Welcome back, guys. DGS on KMOX 225. Them's the breaks.
Them are the
If our breaks were our show, we would be #1 nationally.
I love when a break conversation has a plot twist.
Yes.
Right? Like a late in the conversation plot twist.
Yeah.
Where you go, hold up.
As the music was playing, Wheeler dropped one on us. We were like, well, wait a second.
We've been telling this story for 5 minutes, and then it took
here's part of the problem,
sharp
though.
90-degree turn.
Yeah, but you took the turn. You didn't like it's not
based on your evidence.
No, but I wasn't finished speaking.
Okay.
You guys jumped in and you're like,
fair enough.
Okay. No, we made
It was just a big turn.
No, you're right. We made,
you know what?
We made an assumption, therefore made an ass out of you and me because I assumed. I'm sorry.
It was really funny, though.
That was great. Flawless timing.
Yeah.
On the reveal.
That's what made it really funny. It was literally like 4 seconds before we had to start saying words in the microphone.
And you would not have stopped.
No.
Had I not put my headphones on, you'd have just kept going.
Dave finally went, okay, hold on. We actually had to go.
There's music playing. It'll be fine.
We have to talk to these people now.
Yes.
But we'll return to it. If you're a lip reader, you can watch us on the stream.
Oh, no, you can never. I always have my hands up
lip
on my
readers
face.
are like, I can't wait till they go to break.
You
again.
do treat it like it's a trip to the mound.
I've seen too many John Boy videos. I don't need that out there. You look at if you're seeing the stream now, like that's how it looks during breaks. My face is
Maybe
covered.
people can't lip read me the way they can't impersonate me or chat GPT.
Oh, maybe.
I wouldn't doubt it. I have a tiny little lipless mouth, so
I'm like Kevin. I
it
don't
looks
trust.
more like a butt.
I don't trust myself either. Half the time, if you see me doing this on the breaks, it's because I'm probably talking about somebody in the chat. I don't want.
I'm not even doing that half the time. I just don't want
read my lips.
I just don't want it to be because what we were talking about earlier. Who could just misread something and make a mistake?
Yeah.
Don't read my lips.
Yeah.
You can't do that if you can't see them.
I just realized that's what my whole head looks like, half a butt.
No.
Yes, I'm looking at it. I'm looking right at it. 2 of these are a nice butt. I mean, you turn it around, it's all butt. 2 back of Dave's heads. And then they turn around, you're like, holy God. This butt has something of a face, a rudimentary mouth, but I can't read its lips. We have fun. Tell you guys about Michael's Baths. 30 years of doing nothing but baths. And I questioned Michael on this. Like, was this a good decision? Like back in, 95, whatever it was. But it turned out to be because bath remodeling has become really, really hot. And people seem to like people that specialize in it, like Bath Fitter and 3-Day Kitchen and Bath. Mike's been doing the same thing for 30 years. He does it locally. It's family owned and operated. Everyone who works for him is local. And so all the money stays local. He's really good at it. He has an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. Great reviews online. Great reviews to me. Had several people reach out to me from the show who've used Michael. Just last month, he was bidding against one of the companies I was talking about. Their bid was $24,000. His bid was $8,200. So that kind of tells you what you're looking at. 636-775-0800 or michaelsbaths.com.
Wake up informed. Wake up empowered. Wake up to Total Information AM, your morning must.
Hi, this is Debbie Monterey.
I'm Megan Lynch.
This is Tom Ackerman.
From local news to breaking headlines to weather, traffic, and the stories that matter most, we've got you covered before your first sip of coffee. Expert analysis, bright perspectives from the people you trust. Total Information AM. Your day starts here. Mornings beginning at 5 on 104.1 FM. KMOX.
Are you 55 or older and have questions or concerns regarding your retirement plan? Do you wonder how rising taxes will impact your cash flow? I'm Matthew Allgaier of FIRA Capital Management, and I can help you answer these questions and more. Register for our upcoming dinner at Chris's Steakhouse, Tuesday, September 23rd or Thursday, September 25th, beginning at 5:30 p.m. by calling 314-269-0954. This event will cover income and investment planning and tax-efficient strategies. Seating is limited, so call now at 314-269-0954 to register. FIRA is registered as an investment advisor with the SEC and only transacts business in states where it is properly registered or is excluded or exempted from registration requirements. This is a paid advertisement to KMOX News Radio 1120 by Pine Ridge.
Weather patterns are just about stuck from coast to coast, and that means we've got a stretch of unsettled weather that's going to be continuing. Periods of rain and some thunderstorms around going through the afternoon, not raining all the time. However, some of these storms could drop some very heavy rain. 81 for the high. Tonight, clouds, scattered showers and thunderstorms, 66. Tuesday, mostly cloudy. Some scattered showers and thunderstorms, 79. Basically the same story on Wednesday and Thursday. I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM. KMOX.
Sponsored by Gloria Lou with your home sold guaranteed realty 314-325-6888.
Need to sell your home and you want the most money? The name to remember is Gloria Lou. Yes, Gloria Lou with your home sold guaranteed realty at 314-325-6888 and start packing.
Let me tell you about this new pretzel cheddar club.
Hey, I'm Carlos. And I'm Ebony. And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A Pretzel Cheddar Club is the tangy Dijon with the pretzel bun. It takes it to a whole nother level. It goes perfectly with the chicken and the cheddar cheese and the bacon. Man, you know how much you love bacon. And I love the different varieties. Grilled, spicy, original. It gets you nice and excited for fall.
Order the Pretzel Cheddar Club with Cherry Berry and Sprite for a limited time on the Chick-fil-A app. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
There's nothing like when you get that part from eBay and it just fits. Yeah, the first time. So you can do less of this and get right back to more of this. At eBay, you'll find all the parts you need, guaranteed to fit, at prices you'll love. Sounds good, doesn't it? eBay, things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
It's the most inspiring night in sports, the Musial Awards at Stiefel Theater. You can be in the audience for this nationally televised event from St. Louis. Named for Stan the Man, the Musial Awards celebrate those who uplift us through their extraordinary sportsmanship. Experience the remarkable moments and people that make this an event like no other. The Musial Awards, presented by Maryville University, Saturday, November 22nd. Tickets at musialawards.com.
The biggest impact I get to make is seeing kids graduate.
I find it the most meaningful to be able to work with kids and see the smiles on their faces when they figure out how to read.
I felt really strongly that my faith was calling me to be a person who serves others.
The only way that things are going to get better is if we all try to lend a hand.
Volunteer in your community. Visit showmeservice.org. Sponsored by the Missouri Community Service Commission and the Corporation for National and Community Service.
Cardinal Cowboy here. After a coma, a miracle, and the fight of my life, I made it back to the games wearing my signature cowboy hat and jersey. Then came the baseball pants, the replica trophy, and the smiles and joy from the young fans. That's when the Cardinal Cowboy was born. Renner Garage Door knows how to bring joy too. With top brands like Delden, Amar, and LiftMaster, and family service you can trust, get your free repair or replacement quote today. Forward and back. Giddy up!
RENNER, RENNER.
Join Mark Patrick seminars and lose the weight or stop smoking guaranteed. That's right, weight loss seminar at the Marriott St. Louis West in St. Louis at 11 a.m. Registration 10:30 a.m. Stop smoking seminar 2 p.m. Registration 1:30 p.m.
The countdown to kickoff starts here. Friday's focus on Mizzou, the Chiefs, and the NFL, only on KMOX.
Our visit with Bernie Miklasz, sponsored by Saliga Heating and Cooling, a Daikin Comfort dealer.
Welcome back, guys. DGS. One of the last hits we'll do with Bernie during the regular season. We got like 3 more. So, welcome, Bern. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. You know, a lot of football over the weekend. Ate well, rested up.
Good.
May have had a cocktail or two. I don't know.
All right.
Yeah.
It's quite, look at Bernie. He's living his life. I love it.
That's right. Got to.
So I was at the ball game yesterday. I made a commitment to myself to go to 20 games. I went to 36.
Nice.
So I'm kind of proud of that. I don't know why I'm proud of that.
Should be.
Like a little kid who rode the log flume 60 times or something.
You should be
but
proud that you found a thing that you're enjoying and you just do it.
Yeah, that's true.
Listen, man, I've people have heard me say this before, but I was a high school kid and I got a student season ticket to go see the Washington Capitals, which are like 20 minutes from my house I grew up in. And I faithfully went to every single home game for a team that season had a record of 8-67-5. So I totally understand, you know, loving a team, even if it's lousy, you know, you love your team. So I really appreciate, like what you just told me, because I lived through that and went through that a long time with a couple of teams that I've loved, you know.
Yeah.
It's still something great about being a fan and enjoying what's out there, because there's always something good out there, you know, instead of like constantly getting ticked off about everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It was,
but everyone's entitled to get ticked off. I'm not saying I just look at it differently, and I sense that you do too.
Yeah, it was definitely the best crowd I'd seen. Much louder, much just more responsive. I was relieved that Mo got a decent applause. It wasn't rapturous. I was surprised, taken off guard when Nolan Arenado walked off before the first inning. I rose to my feet, gave him the biggest ovation I've ever given someone, because I am personally glad that I got to see Nolan Arenado play in a Cardinals uniform. I feel I completely, he's in decline. He is, and will probably continue to be. But like his defense, watching him make plays look routine that are almost impossible. And I just like the guy, and I like his attitude. Bern, what did you think of how candid he was about it after the game?
Well, he was very candid, and I appreciate that, because I think they're going to have something's got to give, because he doesn't want to be stuck in this situation. He said it, and he also was gracious in saying he completely understands why the Cardinals are going in this direction. The rebuild, which is not a dirty word, and he doesn't really fit into that template. So he wants to try to make the most of his last 2 years. But I also took it a little bit as maybe him indicating that he'll be a little more flexible about the no trade clause if the Cardinals have a chance to move him. So I thought he handled it beautifully. I believed him 100% when he said that he has loved being a Cardinal. He loves playing in St. Louis, loves the fans, and the fans love him. I've totally enjoyed watching him, and I'll give Wheeler some red meat to jump on here. I like the way he's swinging the bat since he's been back, because he's fresh.
Yes.
And it makes me wonder, just as it's something Kevin Wheeler's talked about a lot, I wonder what his numbers would look like if he actually got enough rest during the season, instead of running him into the ground until his aging athletic body just basically says no mas.
Kev, before you answer that, parenthetically, we'll talk about this later. Disney just announced that Jimmy Kimmel's show will return to air tomorrow night.
Oh, all right.
So that's going to be something to talk about. Can you talk about that a bit, Wheels? Because even when you and I were talking in the KMOX talent office, you were saying he could go to another team. They could play him half the time, and he could even out.
Yeah, I think there's value in Nolan Arenado on a team that is a present contender. Like if the Cardinals were 93, 94 win team right now, even as he currently is, if you're willing to hit him seventh and just say we're going to get plus defense and good leadership and a tough strikeout, he's a tough at bat. All right. I mean, there's a spot for that. And I think Bernie nailed it too. I don't see him going to a contender next year where a contender says you get to play as much as you want no matter what. This is what happened to Albert. It's different, and maybe it won't happen as completely as it did with Albert late in his career, because Albert had a lot of injuries and some serious ones. But even he had to be put in a position where he was going to be a part-time player.
Yeah.
And he got better because he didn't play every day.
Yeah.
And I think you're so right, Bernie. I think if there is a fit there on a good team that wants to upgrade their defense, get some leadership, get a guy that leads by example, works his ass off, can teach a couple of kids a couple of things here and there. And that's if he's willing to be used as the team needs him. And then, the team's got to be willing to say, okay, well, when you're hitting like a 7-hole hitter, you're going to bat seventh, not fifth, just because your name is your name.
Can I jump in and ask a Cardinals question before we go to football? We need 2 segments with Bernie. I'm not saying you're over these players, that they can't come back in spring training and win a job, but who on the Cardinals staff has had enough runway, in your opinion?
It's funny because literally, not as I'm on the air, but before I got on the air, I'm writing a column kind of about that for STL Sports Central. I would say Jordan Walker needs to play most of next season at AAA. You can rebuild a career. You can't do it if you're at the major league level and you're getting overwhelmed all the time.
Yeah.
I hope Chaim Bloom will just take a stand and say, you know what, we still believe in you. But you're gonna have to work things out at AAA. We got a bunch of instructors there. We've got advanced technology there. All the things you didn't have when you were coming through our system, you will have now, and that is your best shot at rebuilding your offensive game. So that's one way to look at it. Listen, Nolan Gorman I'm very disappointed with the way he collapsed down the stretch because I believed he was in the process of turning the corner. So I'm a little exasperated with him. But again, unless they get something that excites them, I'm not saying trade him.
Right.
But I'm just disappointed he wasn't able to advance his cause. I'm done. He's a nice fellow and all that. I'm done with Andre Palante. I'm just done with that. I also think that it would be wise for them to trade Donovan and trade Nootbaar if they can get the kind of deal they like. But I'm not sitting here saying like all these guys are bums.
No.
It's just a situation where you got to make realistic decisions about who's going to stay or who's going to go, or who are you going to try to move or who you're going to try to keep. And there's a lot of gray area there, and a lot of it depends on what other teams are willing to offer you. So there's some other guys on that list too, but those are the primary guys that I've been thinking about when I was putting this together. Walker and Gorman are overwhelming failures if we're going to look at it that way, because they've been in the big leagues for a while now. And I think Palante is very disappointing. There's some guys I'm not sure about, and that's natural too, because we haven't seen enough of them. I also think, I'll shut up now because I know Wills wants to jump in. Yeah.
Well, I think I agree on all of that. And I'm not done with or out on Victor Scott, but I am disappointed. That was an incredibly weak full season that got off to a decent start. And I think that's why I'm disappointed, because once it started downhill, there was no kind of return to form, right? Like March and April were pretty good. And then May and June were kind of and July, August, September have been awful. I mean, like those 3 months have been what got him sent down last year. Bad.
Right.
And that's what's worrisome to me, is that every month, basically, he's gotten worse. And that is, to me, a massive concern for next year.
Well, it is. I defend them to an extent because he's really exceptional defensively,
For sure,
and he really gave him a base stealing element that they don't otherwise have.
Mhm.
But I share your frustration, and they didn't have a center fielder, by the way, either, because they could have put Nootbaar in center, but they realized he would spend probably 90% of the season on the IL.
Right.
So they didn't have a good alternative in center. They just simply didn't.
Nope.
So I didn't mind I did not mind Scott getting all those at bats. I am disappointed, however,
Right.
that he hasn't improved, because he's gotten a full opportunity offensively.
Yeah,
I agree with you on that part.
Yeah, I'm a fan of his. I want him to do well. I'm not out on him. And by the way, they're acknowledging, Bernie, you've been talking about it. We're stopping we're not tiptoeing anymore. We're not doing any political speech where it's like, we don't want to say rebuild. No, they're rebuilding. And if you're in a rebuild, I don't mind sticking with that guy and giving him more time. If you're in a rebuild, keep Nolan Gorman. If you were trying to win the Central next year, maybe not, but that's not the point. When
That's
you're
right.
When you're developing and you're trying to build for 2 years down the road, 3 years down the road, whatever it is, these are guys you keep giving more time to.
Okay, I have another question.
Yes.
What would make you think there's more there with a Gorman or a Walker? What is it about that? Is it just that we haven't seen them be great, or is there something about their growth that you say, I just still think that it's there?
They're different players, first of all. I mean, Gorman has much more major league experience than Walker. Gorman's also a couple years older.
Yeah.
Walker still has a lot of ability. I think Walker's also had so many people in his head talking to him about do this, no, do that, do this. Oh, no, do it this way. He needs a reset, but the reset has to occur in the minor leagues, because that'd be good for him. With Gorman, I hate to be this guy, because I have totally been in his corner, and I was really excited when he seemed like he was turning the corner. But the more that I see, the more that he's fitting into this category that would include Joey Gallo, Keon Broxton, Miguel Sano, Chris Davis, Patrick Wisdom, even more guys who have crazy mad power, but their careers were doomed, and their careers went just way off the tracks because they couldn't stop striking out all the time. And in Gorman's case, and I'm a Gorman guy, but in his case, this just proves I'm objective. In his case, the number of home runs that he hits doesn't justify all of the times he gets himself out by just swinging at everything. And, down the stretch, the last 25, 28 games or so, like his strikeout rate is horrendous again. So it's very hard to just keep thinking, okay, he'll be okay. He'll be okay.
Yeah.
He's in the same place he was last year, basically.
Yeah. Yeah. And with both of them, the reason it feels like there's more there is because of the physical capability.
Okay.
Right. Like Gorman has the physical ability to hit the ball over the fence more so than anybody else on the team, except for Walker. Walker, like when you just think about physical ability, his arm strength is in the top 3 or 4% of all position players in the sport. His running speed, he's in the top 15%. At 6'6", 265, he's in the top 15% of runners. His bat speed is Aaron Judge. He's in the top 1%. So when it comes to what the body is capable of,
I got you.
That's why we know there's more there. But the problem is it's more than just physical. It's an approach. It's having good mechanics. It's having confidence. You know, I mean, there's a million things that go into it that aren't just what you're physically capable of.
Like a quarterback that throws darts 80 yards but throws interceptions all the time.
Can't read a
That's
defense.
Right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. He doesn't know how to hit. And I think he can still learn how to hit, but he doesn't know how to hit.
Yeah.
And maybe he should be, you know, I'm listening to that, Dave. I'm listening to Wheels just now, and I'm thinking, man, Jordan Walker would have been a hell of a tight end, wouldn't he?
Yeah. Maybe it's not too late.
I mean,
no, and I don't mean that to be dismissive. I'm just making a joke. But yeah, I mean, for a 6'6" guy, 250 or whatever, tremendous athleticism.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we went too long for football. We'll have to catch it next time. So tell us about Saliga, Bern.
I'd be happy to do it. Saliga Heating and Cooling is a Daikin comfort dealer. And the Saliga family, if Dan Saliga is a fourth generation, doing it now. Been taking care of St. Louis since 1927. I chuckle when I say that because I think that's extraordinary. Nearly 100 years of one family continuously, the Saligas, taking care of all these St. Louis families through the generations. And listen, the Miklas family's been relying on Saliga for a long time, about 17 years now. And I feel very comfortable, very happy to be able to tell you, why we love Saliga Heating and Cooling to handle our air conditioning and heating needs. Because they set the standard for honesty. They're so knowledgeable, they're professional. They come into your home, they're classy, they have prompt service. They always look for ways to save you money too. They don't try to all right, like you got to have this. Well, that's expensive. Yeah, but you really have to have it. It's like none of that stuff. They always look for the least expensive solution possible, and they're a straight shooter with us. And that is invaluable when you're not sure who to call for something like heating and cooling. They also have a Priority Club, and I recommend Saliga's Priority Club. It's a maintenance plan that is going to save you a lot of money by extending the life of your current equipment. We have found that to be utterly 100% true. And you're going to receive priority scheduling and some other perks, but mostly you have the comfort of knowing your home is safe and ready for all 4 seasons. So family owned and operated for nearly 100 years, Saliga offers free estimates and financing options and still has the best, most reliable and trustworthy customer service in St. Louis. I love that Saliga family. You will too. Call them at 314-481-7333 or go to SaligaHeatingandCooling.com. Thank you.
KMOX welcomes Trans-Siberian Orchestra and their monumental tour, The Ghosts of Christmas Eve, to Enterprise Center December 23rd at 3 p.m. Tickets are on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. A portion of the proceeds benefits Siteman Kids at St. Louis Children's Hospital. TSO, timeless and everlasting. Don't miss the Trans-Siberian Orchestra, The Lost Christmas Eve, produced by Live Nation. For more details, KMOX.com/events.
New treatments in the fight against Alzheimer's. Now is the time for action. Join the St. Louis Walk to End Alzheimer's Saturday, October 25th at Chesterfield Amphitheater. Help us see a world without Alzheimer's. Register today, alz.org/walk.
Feel like everything's clouded by doubt? Visit CaliforniaPsychics.com. Our psychics are available to talk 24/7, and we guarantee if it's not life-changing, it's free. Experience the joy of certainty. California Psychics.
We asked parents to share their journey of adopting teens.
They changed who I am because I can't see life without them in it.
Visit adoptuskids.org to learn more. Brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. We're dedicated to serving people 50 and up like me. Our needs are different.
Big Wireless wants us in an unlimited plan, but if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used. At Consumer Cellular, we're focused on affordable, reliable plans, including data that suits your needs, not ours. Our plans start at just $20, and you'll get the best customer service in the business.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com/facts or a store near you. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
So as you guys know, I love simple. I value simple. Make it simple for me. There's every chance I'm going to buy your product or your service. Universal Windows Direct is as simple as it gets. They don't get caught up in getting high on their own supply and featuring the owners in their advertising and doing SNL skits. They feature the windows. They give you a lifetime warranty, a 20-year warranty to pass on to people who buy your house down the road. That's a great closer. They feature the people who manufacture the windows, the people who install the windows. They give you a great deal, and that's it. That's simple. I like it. The deal is buy 2 windows, get 2 for free, 0% financing for 3 years, so no interest, no pressure, and a $500 bonus taken off your entire home improvement project when you mention the DGS. 314-334-2522 or visit universalwindowsdirect.com.
Hey, this is Debbie Monterey, and some of you may know that I moved my mother to St. Louis about a year ago because she's aging and I needed to help her with day-to-day things, including getting her estate planning together. I recently met with the folks at Jansky Law. Martin Jansky is an elder law attorney, and that's exactly what he does. Everything from your power of attorney to advanced estate planning, including probate. Maybe you have your estate documents completed, but a nursing home could be in the future for you or a loved one. Jansky Law can help with pre-crisis and nursing home planning as well. Martin Jansky has 30 years of experience, young or old, no matter what your age. If you love your family and want to make sure that your wishes happen or help them ensure theirs do, call Jansky Law at 314-881-6141 or online at janskylaw.com. That's with a J, Jansky law.com. Again, Jansky law.com. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisement.
Welcome back, guys. DGS on KMOX, a few minutes shy of 3 p.m. Maria Kina from the newsroom, who we love dearly, asked for a couple of minutes. They're all yours.
I just want to thank one of your listeners or whomever. I don't know if it's a lady or a man, but they sent last week the most beautiful bouquet of fall flowers, because apparently you had mentioned on the air that the day that Charlie Kirk was killed, people called up and were complaining that we weren't doing round-the-clock coverage. We actually had been for like 2 hours.
Yeah.
And I think you had gone on to do some traffic and that sort of thing. And they were very upset and started calling into the newsroom. And a few people cursed me out. And I just quietly hung up the phone. So you mentioned it on the air. Whomever this listener is took their time and to be so kind to say, I appreciate your work, essentially. Not everybody feels like this. Enjoy these flowers. So
they're wonderful.
My goodness. Thank you to that person. They were just beautiful. I came down that night, picked him up and brought him home.
I wondered.
Yes.
I figured Sean Malone took him home and gave him to his wife.
Really? Well, he and Michael were texting me and I'm like, who's it from? And they're like, it doesn't say. And then they took a picture and showed me the note and what it said. So it was
Did it make you tear up?
It did.
Yeah.
Because I've never, for someone to be so kind.
Yeah.
You know, the fact that my feelings were hurt.
Yeah, what a juxtaposition of people calling and cursing you out for something that's not even in your control.
Yes.
Even if it's accurate. And then someone going to the trouble of anonymously making you feel better.
Yeah. And so thank you very much. They're beautiful and they're on the table and they look wonderful.
That's great. I love it.
Yeah.
And I love your fall outfit.
Oh, thank you. It's
very autumn.
Yes.
I swear there were twice as many leaves on my front porch this morning, which made me so happy.
I don't know where they're coming from. It's like somebody's bringing them at night.
Here they are. The little shoe elves.
Yes,
That was me.
exactly.
Did you?
You booger.
Kevin. That was Kevin.
Mom, there's a leprechaun on the porch.
It was me.
He's just dropping leaves.
Just click my heels and run off.
You can't catch me.
Can't catch me.
You know, I'm a corner house and I have someone, I won't say exactly where they live, but they always blow their leaves out in the street.
Yeah.
and they don't give any thought to me.
Yeah.
And they
go
end up
right into your
all the time on my yard.
Yeah.
So I'm like, now stop that person.
You rake
should
your
pick
own
those up.
leaves or do you hire it out?
We don't have many trees, so
Okay.
yeah, I just mow them up.
Yeah.
Or the guys that cut the lawn.
Yeah.
mow 'em up.
Yeah. That guy.
You don't mow your lawn either.
No.
huh?
Not for a few years here.
I don't have a lawn because of the dogs. I have hay, literally.
Oh, in the back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like a farm back there. It's like green acres. Welcome to Maria's house. Green acres is the place to be.
Well, thanks again to whoever sent those flowers.
Yes.
Gives us hope in humanity. Appreciate it. Quick break, right back, DGS.
Don't get lulled into believing the IRS is getting soft. It's just the opposite. Hi, this is Lance Story with the Lance Story Law Firm. We are being told by IRS collection officers that their higher-ups are demanding that they get more aggressive than ever. So don't ignore them any longer. Level up. If you have unfiled returns, unpaid taxes, levies, or liens, call the Lance Story Law Firm today and let us get between you and the IRS. We'll protect your rights, including your right to appeal or even your right to take the IRS to tax court. Remember, IRS problems are legal problems, and they need to be handled by an expert attorney team who's done it for decades. So call the Lance Story Law Firm today. We're local. Our office is right here in St. Louis, or visit Lance, D-R-U-R-Y, law.com to schedule your free consultation with your local tax resolution law firm, the Lance Story Law Firm, 314-260-6120.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated the best hearing aids of 2025 by Forbes Health, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, starting at just $98 a pair.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aids.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 1 million happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
Attention business owners with a net income over $500,000. You need to work with a tax strategist that understands your entrepreneurial mindset. Download the most recent white paper written by E3 Consultants Group titled The Power of a Professional Tax Strategy Team. Go to e3wealth.com/radio to obtain a copy. It's time to learn about wealth and tax strategies that protect your personal and business economy. E3 is ready to help you think differently about your finances. Educate, empower, enlighten. That's the E3 difference.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, call America's largest injury law firm. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients, to deliver more for you. If you or anyone in your family has been injured in a car accident, call us now, as the time to file a claim may be limited. Last year, more clients hired Morgan & Morgan than ever before, protecting America, fighting for you. Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
News, talk, cards. KMOX AM St. Louis. KMOX FM Hazelwood. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
At 3 o'clock, we have clouds and 77 degrees. I'm Maria Kena in for Michael Calhoun. The news sponsored by the St. Louis Aquarium at Union Station. We start with breaking news. Jimmy Kimmel is coming back to ABC airwaves. We get more from CBS correspondent Matt Piper.
Jimmy Kimmel's late night talk show, which was abruptly pulled from the air last week, will be back on Tuesday. So says Disney, which in a statement says in part, "We have spent the last days having thoughtful conversations with Jimmy, And after those conversations, we reached the decision to return the show. ABC suspended him over remarks he made about Charlie Kirk's death.
Washington's new envoy to the United Nations says they will defend every inch of NATO territory as he addressed an emergency meeting over an incursion by Russian fighter jets in Estonia's airspace. NATO scrambled jets after 3 Russian MiG-31 fighters breached Estonian airspace for some 12 minutes Friday, triggering complaints of a dangerous new provocation and a denial from Moscow. Mike Waltz, permanent representative to the United Nations for the U.S.
End this horrific war between Russia and Ukraine. We expect Russia to seek ways to de-escalate, not risk expansion.
The city of St. Louis will hold a hearing on a potential data center at the site of the Armory on Thursday. What is behind the quickly rising demand?
The Ensure CBS News tech contributor tells KMOX data centers have been in demand for some time, providing data storage and sharing for large social media companies, streaming services, and more. He says the uptick in their demand is being driven by the increased usage of artificial intelligence.
Right now, where the business industry is they think, okay, well, we're going to keep investing until we get a sense that demand is slowing down. And that's the other end of it. Demand is not slowing down. People are using AI all the time.
Last week, St. Louis City Mayor Kara Spencer, in coordination with the Board of Aldermen, signed an executive order requiring any future data centers in the city obtain a conditional use permit while regulations are created. KMOX will have a reporter at Thursday's meeting. Sean Malone, KMOX News.
From the business desk, it's sponsored by Krentz Financial Group, KFGadvisors.com. A recall of a type of food sold at Costco in its deli section. Matt Piper tells us.
Costco is recalling more than 3,000 pounds of its ahi tuna wasabi poke over possible listeria concerns. The recalled poke was sold under Costco's signature Kirkland brand in 33 states. The FDA says the recall was initiated after it was notified by a green onion supplier of a listeria-positive test result in the green onions used in the poke. The ahi tuna had sell-by dates of September 22nd.
Listeria poisoning is a foodborne bacterial infection. It is considered a serious condition and can be dangerous or even life-threatening. At 3:03, it's time for an update of the St. Louis Business Index. Here's Stifel's Senior Vice President for Investments, Scott Bedell. Good afternoon, Scott.
Hi, Maria. Good afternoon, everyone. Last week, the major stock market indexes finished at all-time highs. Today was no different, as the Dow, the NASDAQ, and the S&P 500 all sit at new record levels. At the close, the Dow Jones Industrial Average was higher by 66 points, or just a little more than 0.1% at 46,381. The Standard & Poor's 500 stock index also gaining, up 0.4% at 6,693, while the NASDAQ Composite Index, the best performer today, added 0.7% at 22,788. The Bloomberg St. Louis Stock Index gave up ground, however, falling 0.1% at 1,615. Checking on some local winners and losers in today's action, Future Fuel gained 2% at $3.93. Centene added just a little less than 3% at $32.70. On the downside, Stifel Financial slid 0.3% at $114.57. Energizer lost a little bit more than 4%. They closed at $27.66, while Olin dropped 4%. They closed at $23.16. For KMOX, this has been Scott Bedell from Stifel Financial, member SIPC and New York Stock Exchange. For more information on our firm, please visit our website at stifel.com.
A check of traffic for westbound 40 drivers. Watch out, a disabled vehicle is blocking the right lane at Spirit of St. Louis. Weather is sponsored by the Penn Mutual Life Insurance Company, PennMutual.com/STL. And at Penn Mutual, they believe that life insurance is a central part of a sound financial plan and that it can make an enduring impact for generations to come. Talk to your independent advisor or go to PennMutual.com/STL. Penn Mutual, trusted for life.
Thanks to what we call a cutoff low pressure system that is establishing itself now right in the middle of the country, we are going to be in a stretch, really a continued stretch of unsettled weather And right now, it looks like it will go at least into Thursday. After that, we should get a little bit of a break. On this Monday afternoon, periods of rain and thunderstorms. It's not raining all the time. However, some thunderstorms could drop some very heavy rain. Slow-moving storms, 81 for the high. Tonight, clouds, scattered showers and storms, 66. Tuesday, mostly cloudy, scattered showers and a couple of thunderstorms, 79. Kind of see the pattern here. Wednesday, mostly cloudy, scattered showers and a couple of thunderstorms, 77. Much the same Thursday. However, this upcoming weekend, weather-wise, looks fantastic. I'm meteorologist Dave Murray on 104.1 FM. KMOX.
77 degrees in St. Peter's, 77 in Florissant, and downtown of the Arch, we have clouds and 77. I'm Maria Aquina, KMOX News.
The Dave Glover Show is sponsored by the Michaels Flooring Outlet, the flooring experts. IGotFloored.com.
Welcome back, guys. DGS on KMOX. A few minutes past 3 p.m. Happy Monday to you. Just reiterating, during the Bernie segment, it was announced that Disney says that Jimmy Kimmel will return to television tomorrow night. It's going to be the biggest ratings he's ever had. Everyone's going to tune in to see, does he apologize? What does he say? Does he double down? Is it his last show? That's going to be really interesting. Of course, tomorrow's the Rapture, so that could get in the way. Like if it comes in the afternoon, then he's not going to go on.
Sure.
One of the coolest parts of my job over 25 years is getting to become friends with really cool people. Dan Abel, his family owns Bissinger's and Chocolate. And we met him along the way somehow. And then we went and we were chocolatiers for a day. And now we're just buddies. And we invited him in. We have an announcement to make about something that he's going to do for the DGS and just find out what's going on with Bissinger's, which is a ton. Dan, I talked about you last week after we met, and I was saying the same thing I said to Becky and Trisha out there. Like, I struggle to take the trash out. I struggle to, like, just if I have more than one thing to do in a day, I have to plan it out. I'm not good at that. And when we were there, Dan was saying, like, yeah, we're opening Palm Beach, we're opening Manhattan and Macy's, we're opening Nashville. Some of these things are happening simultaneously. I don't know how you do it.
You know, that's a good question. I don't exactly know how I do it either, but I do know when I was really young, like my teachers would talk to my parents and they'd be like, I think he has a learning disability because he's just not excelling at this. And, you know, I was tested and it turns out I didn't have a learning disability. I'm just not interested in something unless, if I'm not passionate about something, it just goes in one ear, not the other. So when I get behind something and absolutely love it, I can't stop.
Okay.
And that's what my wife said to me the other day. She says, I have not seen you this excited about, you know, a work related thing since you bought Bissinger's. You're going just, she's like, you probably should slow down though. This is a little bit, I'm like, I still get home at 5 o'clock every day.
Yeah.
So don't worry about the lack of sleep.
Don't worry what happens.
Don't worry what happens in between them. But it's a ride. And it's so, I mean, just on the plane, literally on the plane coming back from the Palm Beach grand opening, I got a text from our broker. He's like, I got this opportunity. It might drop. It's this, I mean, it's a once in a lifetime thing. And are you interested? And I'm like, my parents are all, my family, this first time we've all flown together in like 15 years. And I said, should we just get back on the plane and go look at this thing? So things are just moving quick. I just love it. It's just electrifying.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think it will kind of like, you know, the adrenaline will fall off eventually, but I like riding this wave right now.
So Bissinger's is such a St. Louis thing. Mm-hmm. I get why St. Louisans are into Bissinger's. When you are brand new, in Palm Beach or Manhattan, what is it you think that people go, oh, wow, this is different?
That's a great question. And we really saw that firsthand last week. Like we've been talking about it all year, but we went to the grand opening and the launch and the ribbon cutting of the Palm Beach boutique. And so what we did have some people that didn't know us because of the online business and the catalog and our presence in like Barnes and Noble. So that was really exciting. But our expectation is that throw everything away that we've done forever. Let's expect nobody to know us. So we need to really knock it out of the park with the look of the store. We need to really knock it out of the park with the location. And then we need to find a way for you to get to try our product. So in a 90 degrees outside Palm Beach is a little hard. We can't stand out there with sampling. But in a mall location, we'll be able to do that and sample the product. And I feel like if we can execute on those three, we'll have you for life.
Yeah, 100%. So we're going to have Dan back on around the holidays. and talk about the big giant turkey. Get a turkey, big giant chocolate turkey. And I took it to Thanksgiving last year, had my daughter bust it open with a hammer. It was the highlight of the day. It's worth $80, whatever it is. It's great chocolate. 120. Let's make it 200.
Somewhere between those two.
Somewhere between those.
We are still in a cocoa crisis
But
here.
it's great. it's just so much fun. And I'm going to show the stream here. Dan brought me the coffin for Halloween. So tell us about this one.
So in true Halloween tradition, 13 pieces in there.
Oh, I love it.
Nice.
And the piece on the top is a skull filled with blood orange caramel. So very thought out. And then we have assorted autumn pie truffles like pumpkin pie and chocolate silk pie and then pecan pie. And then we also have like a pumpkin caramel in there and some other classic Bissinger's confections. And of course, the box itself, this is the second generation. We did a wooden coffin years before. And it was a lot of fun, but literally, wood and chocolate, we were kind of on this fine line of like, should we be doing that? So we are really excited with this rendition that we did this year.
And Christmas has already started.
Yeah, we think about Christmas 12 months of the year.
Yeah.
It's just, we're either making it or planning for it. But yeah, Christmas is the beast.
So let's talk about what we're going to do with DGS. Even I don't
Yes.
know exactly what we're going to do. I just know we're doing something cool, and now we get to find out.
So, well, you really started out. This is your pieces that you picked out. What did we have? I think probably 50 or so pieces that we went through, and so this is completely your, personal collection of chocolates that you picked out after a sampling at our candy kitchen, and then we're going to create that into a gift box. So it's going to be a 7-piece gift box filled with the Dave. You're the marketing guy. I just make the candy, but we call it the Dave exclusive personal pick collection. Maybe we'll butter that up with something better. Yeah. And so I thought every piece, I'm a little biased, but I loved every piece you chose. Yeah.
I was afraid it was a little simple. Like a little
No, it was good.
Pedestrian.
No, we got some truffle. No, it's perfect.
Okay.
I liked it. Yeah.
Okay, good.
And I think that's the most important part because, you go into one of our chocolate shops and, you have the ability to get a prepackaged assortment, but you can really create your own. And this is, you created your own and you're sharing that. So I just love it. I think there's so much more of a brain story than if I were to create it for you.
Yeah. And then we're going to make a donation. You're going to make a donation to Operation Food Search. So that's going. Operation Food Search usually kicks off about the middle of November. When are we going to kick this one off, ish?
It could be ready sooner than that. We could probably. You think November 1st? Too late?
Yeah, that's fine. We can do that.
Maybe we do it November 2nd. It's kind of an important day for me.
How so?
My birthday.
Oh, there you go.
There you have it.
Yeah.
I love it.
The 40th.
Yeah.
You only have one of those.
I think you've done well by 40. I think you're kind of killing it. You're fine.
Oh, you never know. Some days I feel like that. Some days I don't.
Yeah. So what else is new with you guys? I know you're doing, we had coffee at the new coffee shop.
Yes.
Oh man.
I think you scared the workers. Like you walked in with customers when you're still doing like all the training.
That's what you're supposed to do. Yeah, it's good. So we should be opening the cafe either later this week or early next week. We've been, working on this expansion for almost 2 years now. And we're moving in and, so in between, like when I left for Palm Beach last week, I was like, all right, here's what we should, here's how things should look when I get back. We keep giving updates to the team and it's already kind of redefined the company. Like we would not have been able to open more retail boutiques and do what we're doing without this expansion. So we're going to be filling it up pretty quickly and it's going to make us a more smooth operation by having everything on one roof again. But the cafe we're so excited about. This was something my brother, sister, and I literally sat down, every few days at the conference table and just started cherry picking ideas. And we kind of just packaged it all together. And we just gave the staff a reveal. So the reveal that you got the other day, we brought the entire company in for an afternoon last Friday and they got to order whatever they want. And the staff, it was a really kind of a stress test for the staff and they killed it.
Good.
Number one drink, iced caramel macchiato.
Yeah.
I mean, we're in a chocolate factory, so
Right.
that was very on brand. And, all the drinks were fantastic. And I kind of just sat there. My kids came down because they got slushies. So it was a lot of fun. And I cannot wait to kind of have that open and, kind of our next venture for the community.
And then the Speakeasy?
Speakeasy's coming. So it's, I keep piecing that together. So we're, kind of you have to get final occupancy. Once you get final occupancy, you can get the final liquor license. So there's kind of I couldn't just launch the Speakeasy tomorrow if I wanted to. So we've slowed down a little bit with that. As far as, and like our construction team is focusing on the new stores too. So we only have so much bandwidth, but because of that, the Speakeasy will open either late this year or early next year, because I really want that to be perfect. You know, as perfect as we made Palm Beach and as perfect as we made this cafe, I want, you know, people to come in and just go crazy on their social media talking about the speakeasy. And so because of that, I feel like we just got another layer of furniture. I just had a rug put in, I had the TVs put in, and just the frames ever since you were there, it looks completely different. And we just keep piecing it together. Yeah. And, you know, it's going to be like, it's going to be one of one because it's so unique, and we're really excited.
And you're looking for people?
Yes. So looking for people for at the speakeasy side. We're looking for on the production side, in our retail stores, not only in St. Louis, but in Nashville and New York. And we have still 4 more locations deals already done for next year. My wife and my family says, if you do another store this year, I'm going to kill you. Yeah. So I thought 3 and a cafe. So I told someone the other day, I said, we're doing 4 locations in 4 different states in a 3-month period. And they couldn't even respond to that text message for like 10 minutes. Their response was, I had to figure out how to respond to that one. So now I know my limit.
Yeah. You know how far you can go.
Months. But I like, you know, we were talking about earlier, like I went down with the construction team and like I painted the store in Palm Beach and I helped build the store, and I was not the talent. I was assisting the talent, but they were there and we helped unload. And of course, like the marble countertops were being installed when the 5 pallets of chocolate got delivered. And that was, you know, so then I had to hand unload everyone. And so I said like that we need to feel the first store in its depth to make the next store even better. And there was a couple of meetings I had to go to where like I was in a t-shirt and shorts, you know, building a store. And so like I had to go in and change to like something presentable so I can go down the street and have a meeting and get the paint off me. And so I 100% like to be in every step of the process. And I think that's why it's so much fun.
Yeah. Well, it's really exciting. And if you don't know, you can take a great tour of Bissinger's, which is kind of down around the hill.
Yep.
Easy parking, easy in and out. It's just great. It's very Willy Wonka.
Well, and that's what even people I've known for a long time, they come on a tour and they said, I just can't believe there's so many steps and there's so much handwork, especially as we continue to automate. Like we keep going in reverse. It's like every day someone else automates, we say, let's go make it more handmade. And to me, that's so important because there's no chocolate company in the world ever that's been over 350 years old. There's no, you know, like Bissinger's sets the standard on so many things, and there's no way to purposely preserve that by pushing automation. So we continuously push for more handcrafted and more touch points, and you truly see that on the tour. And people walk out of there all the time and be like, I just can't believe it. They're in shock of what, you know, sometimes it takes 25 people to make one product throughout the entire steps. And you really see that right in front of your eyes.
Well, you're making St. Louis very proud.
Thank you.
So thank you for that. That's great. And we'll all celebrate with you and root for you as Bissinger's takes over the country. Quick break, right back, DGS.
Thank you, Missouri, for making Genesis of St. Charles your #1 and most trusted Genesis dealer for 2025. The all-out sellout has arrived. Genesis of St. Charles is out to break all sales records. This month only, receive a $500 gift card with any new vehicle purchase. Want to trade? We're offering more than ever before. These offers absolutely end September 30th. Visit genesisofstcharles.com today. Based on GMA sales records for 2024, 1 gift card per purchase, prior sales excluded.
We started Neovitin because we wanted to create a multivitamin for ourselves. That's why we focus on quality ingredients and formulas with our multivitamins. Neovitin 50 Plus multivitamins are formulated with over 20 vitamins and minerals, along with our 4-ingredient physician-formulated proprietary blend for the highest quality daily nutritional support. Give Neovitin 50 Plus multivitamins a try for yourself. Find them at your local Schnucks, Dierbergs, and online at neovitin.com.
Every week on the Moth Podcast, we share stories that are funny, strange, heartbreaking, and above all, true.
I myself have been married for 56 years. Unfortunately, to 4 different women.
It turns out the people I was looking for all my life is what you people would call nerds.
Follow and listen to The Moth on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments, including pills, chews, and more, 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
Be part of the moment as the St. Louis Symphony Orchestra returns home to Powell Hall at the Jack C. Taylor Music Center. Conducted by music director Stefan Denev. Opening weekend, Fanfare for Powell Hall opens a monumental season with a trio of fanfares featuring Grammy Award winner soprano Joyce DiDonato, composer in residence Kevin Putz, and Richard Strauss's Ein Heldenleben. September 26th, 27th, and 28th. Tickets at slso.org.
Your garage door is always there for you, rain or shine. Are you taking your garage door for granted? Is it screeching and whining for attention? Trust Overhead Door Company of St. Louis to keep your garage door reliable. Maybe the old weather stripping needs replaced to keep out the cold and hot air. Call Overhead Door Company of St. Louis, trusted here since 1926. For same-day service, call 314-781-5200 and schedule online at overheaddoorsstlouis.com.
Join Mark Patrick seminars and lose the weight or stop smoking guaranteed. That's right, weight loss seminar at the Marriott St. Louis West in St. Louis at 11 a.m. Registration 10:30 a.m. Stop smoking seminar 2 p.m. Registration 1:30 p.m.
Hi, this is Charlie Brennan. I see clearly now thanks to the doctors, Greg Birdie, Ranjan Malhotra, Robert Brusati, and Andy Royer. You can too. YourEyeDoc.com.
Total Information AM. Weekdays 5 to 9 on the voice of St. Louis. 104.1 FM. KMOX.
DGS 323. So let's talk a little bit about Jimmy Kimmel coming back. You guys may know more about this than I do because I've been doing the show and I just saw the scrim across CNN. But evidently, according to Disney, Jimmy Kimmel is coming back on the air tomorrow. There's no indication that it's like a one-off, so he's just returning. My first take on this is it's almost like if you're fighting with a significant other and you say some things that kind of can't be taken back, you know? And it seems like I think Disney did that because Disney themselves said some things like, this is unacceptable. This is not what we do. This is not a service to the public. And then they lose $3 billion. I guess $3 billion is worth eating your hat because, right. They have to, right.
Yeah.
Do they though?
Why wouldn't they?
I mean, I'm just like, what is ESPN? What is ABC Disney worth?
I don't know.
I mean, $3 billion is probably not a huge percentage.
I mean, obviously huge enough that
I'm bringing him back.
They're backtracking on this.
I mean, so according to this, as of September 22nd, so as of today, their corporate valuation is $201 billion.
Yeah, but I think even in that case, I think almost $4 billion is still a big number, even if you have 200
well,
billion.
Also, if you don't think it's going to stop.
Yeah,
well, that's the bigger question in all of that. I think the bottom line is pretty simple, right? That's the bottom line.
Yeah.
These decisions are almost always fueled by that.
Yeah.
If they think they're going to lose money, they will do the thing that will not lose the money.
Well, I'm sure that shareholders were less than thrilled when they're being told that in the course of 3 days, this company that they're investing in has lost billions of dollars. Again, even if you're valued at 200 something billion, a billion never stops being a big number.
So here's the other question, though, because there could be repercussions for this.
Sure.
Your
on the other side,
your other customers could be like, well, then forget you.
Yeah, don't you think? So Sinclair, the media company, formally said to Jimmy Kimmel, you need to apologize and you need to make a meaningful donation to Turning Point. So if he doesn't do either of those things, the right is going to be understandably pissed. So at least he has to give some sort of an explanation.
And Sinclair's not his employer, but they carry ABC on their local stations all across the country, and they can choose not to if they want to.
Yeah.
So I found this I think this is a statement from ABC.
Okay.
That said, last Wednesday we made the decision to suspend production on the show to avoid further inflaming a tense situation at an emotional moment for our country. It's a decision we made because we felt some of the comments were ill-timed and thus insensitive. We have spent the last days in thoughtful conversations with Jimmy, and after those, reached the decision to bring it back.
Here's my response. F you.
Yeah.
F you.
Yeah.
Pieces of crap.
Yeah.
Spineless pieces of crap. But now, I don't care. I'm not calling you spineless because you're bringing him back or because you suspended him. I'm calling you spineless because you're just a wind vane. All you do is just blow in the wind.
So what's going to happen if the lost revenue and subscribers is worse, going the other direction?
Sure.
Where people that are now angry that
You're in
you're
a real
bringing him
pickle.
back. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I guess that's why they get paid the big bucks.
Yep. Decisions we don't have to make.
Oh, man. It'll be, I think it'll be interesting to follow that, though, right?
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I won't watch. I don't care for Jimmy Kimmel. I've never watched him. I don't think he's funny. And that has nothing to do with political one way or the other. I just don't think he's funny. I didn't think he was funny on the Man Show. I didn't think he was funny when he was doing football stuff. I just don't think he's funny.
Yeah.
But I'll be curious to see, though, like what is the shelf life of it? How long does it last? Does it become a big thing? Like beyond this. So you had a bunch of people on the left, obviously protesting and canceling their subscriptions. Do you now get them back but lose others? Do those people still not come back because whatever reasons? Who knows?
Yeah, agreed. Tell you guys about the Goldman team. It's much more hopeful, even with just a quarter point drop. And I don't know exactly where the interest rates are now because I know that the interest rates aren't exactly what the Fed say that they are. But just that drop has already brought a whole bunch of activity from buyers who were not willing to pay what it was before. So bottom line is, if you are a potential seller, this right now, September 22nd, is a great time to engage the Goldmans because you still have time to sell during one of the prettiest parts of the year, the fall and the colors changing and your lawn looks great, and Halloween and Thanksgiving and Christmas and all that kind of stuff becomes a little tougher in the winter, but they have strategies for that. Maybe you're looking at spring, not too early to start a conversation. I have complete faith in the Goldmans. They've never let me down in my real estate transactions. I've never had a single even close to a complaint about the Goldmans with all the people who have used them over the years. If you want to find out what your home is worth right now, go to the front page of thegoldmanteam.com or call 314-336-1991.
Certain restrictions apply.
Soul on Fire, the inspiring new movie about St. Louis's own John O'Leary, is coming to the big screen. His story of triumph and resilience is one you won't forget. In partnership with Cherry Kelly Heating and Air Conditioning, The Chris and Amy Show is hosting a special sneak peek Tuesday, October 2nd at 7 p.m. at Ronnie's Theater. Listen all this week to The Chris and Amy Show for your chance to win exclusive passes. For full details, visit KMOX.com/events.
I'm Tom Ackerman with this month's Siteman Cancer Center Spotlight, focusing on the Siteman Kids program at St. Louis Children's Hospital and Dr. Mohammed Abdul-Baki.
We have a large global program that people do not know about, thinking this is St. Louis in the center of the country, and we get consulted on a large number of international consults.
Thanks to Siteman Cancer Center, national leaders in cancer. For more information, go to siteman.wustl.edu.
Traffic from the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
Well, we got a couple of crashes out there this afternoon. There is one right now, westbound 64 in the Valley before you get to the Boone Bridge. It's in the left-hand split. It's in the right lane of that left split, and traffic is jammed all the way back through to Topgolf on westbound 64 in the Valley. The other crashes, looks like an overturned vehicle, eastbound 70 at O'Fallon Park in the city. Only the right lane's open there. Traffic's jammed back to about Union on eastbound 70 coming into downtown. Southbound 170 backs up through Olive down toward Delmar, and then it opens up. It's not as bad if you're on westbound Highway 70, a pretty good run. In fact, there's a slow going eastbound 70 out in St. Charles County, Lake St. Louis, and the Highway K. That was due to a crash we had earlier at Bryan Road. They recently cleared it. Southbound 270, south of Page down to Ladou's busy. Manchester down to Doherty Ferry. Northbound Manchester up to Ladou's slow. Westbound 64 a little busy. Science Center to McCausland. 55 a little slow approaching Bates and Z down through McNutt. I'm Roger Brand at the Michaels Flooring Outlet.com Traffic Center.
This report is sponsored by Metro Transit.
All summer long, Metro Day Passes from Metro Transit are just $5, so you can take a summer daycation anytime because your air-conditioned, no-gas to buy super safe, super clean Chariot awaits. Buy yours at metrostlouis.org. That's metrostl.org.
Attention. Have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers, so don't wait. If you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-894-7722. That's 800-894-7722. Again, 800-894-7722.
Don't miss Mosby Building Arts Home Improvement Show, Saturdays from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on KMOX. One of the last call-in shows where you can get live answers to your remodeling, design, and construction questions. Tune in Saturdays at 11 a.m.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6986. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-575-6986. That's 800-575-6986.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Today, the Cards, the Giants.
Cameron Total Access 750.
Cardinals Radio. 104.1 FM KMOX.
Welcome back, DJS on KMOX every day at about 3:34, 3:35. We have Dave Murray on. He's with us now. How was the weekend?
Weekend's good.
Good.
Why not?
Yeah, why not?
Every day is good. You know, every day is good. It's just the way I live my life.
Does every day feel like Saturday?
Yeah. Good question.
You know what? For me, yes.
I like that.
However, Janice, even though it's been 7 years, is still like, oh, it's the weekend. We have to do something special.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Well, no, we don't, because we do special things during the week.
Yeah. Tuesday's just as good, right?
Dave,
That's right.
you did it right. You really did. You had a great career, and you're doing retirement right.
I think so.
In my opinion, because you're retired enough, you get to do what you want to do. But you
Right.
still have enough responsibilities that you're still in the game.
Exactly. Thanks to you.
Well
Thanks
done.
to you guys.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. I really do.
So the turn has taken place. It's not chilly, but it's fall.
It's fall. It's fall, and it's we're kind of temperature wise. Think 70s to 81, 82 degrees over the next several days. We got a nice dry stretch today, which was good. The soil gets a chance to kind of percolate down.
Yep.
There's another wave of rain and thunderstorms coming. I think the prime time is going to be 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. tomorrow. And it's a pretty good shot the way it's looking right now of rain and thunderstorms. I think everybody will see rain. Not everybody sees thunderstorms, but where these things pop, there's going to be heavy rain, lightning, possibility of hail, and gusty winds. Will they reach severe limits? Not sure on that right now. That's more of a nowcast as we get into early tomorrow afternoon. But the rainfall amounts should be in the ½ to an inch range with just the rain and some smaller thunderstorms. If you get under a strong thunderstorm, it could be pushing over 2 inches in a relatively short period of time. So we just have to see what happens as we go through the afternoon, be ready to watch the sky and be ready to act if something strong comes your way. It's, typical. You have to think summer thunderstorms at this point. You can't really forecast where they're going to happen until we're about an hour out.
Okay.
Then we have a pretty good idea. Things dry out a little bit on Wednesday, but still some showers and thunderstorms around. I think very limited action Wednesday and Thursday. Wednesday should be about 77, even less action on Thursday. In fact, we could get through Thursday with little, if anything. And then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday look great, look dry, look partly to mostly sunny, temperatures in the 70s to near 80 degrees.
You know what surprised me this season? Something always surprises me. Last night, I noted it was 7:16 p.m. and it was dark.
Yes.
That surprised me. And I wake up usually every morning. We all do, like same time. I wake up about 6:30 and it's bright. It was pretty dark.
Yeah.
That really surprised me.
And the time change doesn't happen until early November.
Right.
So that's going to continue here all through October. And that will take some adjustment, I think. The other thing I want to mention, it's a long way off. Gabrielle, which is a hurricane in the Atlantic, it's going to pass to the east of Bermuda. There's some rip currents on the East Coast. But there's another system developing south of that. It's not even a tropical storm at this stage. But there are some signs that could become a landfall hurricane for the mid-Atlantic coast and the Northeast come next weekend. Let's focus around the 26th, 27th, 28th of September.
So it feels like hurricane season has been light.
It's been very light. There really has only been one storm, and it was relatively weak that kind of edged into the United States, and that was also along the mid-Atlantic coast, but it was not a big deal. But yeah, it's been extremely light.
Interesting. Want to take a crack at headlines?
Sure.
It's always great, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it really is.
Yeah, you caught him off guard.
Yeah. Oh, headlines. I
He
guess
knows
I
it's
should have
coming.
put something together.
He knows his one segment is coming.
I know it's coming. I got them right
You
here.
know, it's
I'm
like,
ready
well, I
for
guess I could.
Yeah, I'm ready for it.
Maybe.
Although I will say my top story was about a hurricane called Gabrielle that could be making.
Oh, he kind of screwed you on that.
Anyway, we'll just move on from that one. Another weather thing. I guess this counts as weather. Let me know if you count this as weather, Dave. A magnitude 4.3 earthquake struck in Berkeley early morning with a depth of about 4.8 miles. Is that weather?
Yeah.
Do you count that
No,
as weather?
sure.
Okay, cool.
Well, I've always given the responsibility of earthquakes. Yeah, we had a seismograph at Fox 2, one of 2 stations in the whole country that had it.
Wow, that's very cool. I didn't know that.
I wish I would. They don't use the old drum paper anymore. It's all done by computer. I so much wanted to take that thing with me.
Dave, I have a story about that piece of machinery. I can't tell you on the air. So I will text you
okay,
and tell you my story.
Okay.
I promise you will enjoy it.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Keep it clean, though.
Back to you.
Originally reported as a 4.6, the quake on the Hayward fault line was felt throughout the Bay Area. The shake alert system was activated, but there are no reports of injuries or damage. A small earthquake felt around the region. Residents are reminded to stay prepared for potential larger earthquakes.
Okay.
I know that tends to be something people are very frightened about out in the California area, is the potential of big giant.
Certainly aware of it, and that alert system has got a track record now of giving you about 15 to 30-second notice beforehand.
Jesus.
That's a lot.
Much. No.
Well, it's not much, but it's a lot. you can at least run outside or do what you need to do.
So Wheels, you were not here yet. But Dave, what year was it ish when we had the big like December 2nd go to work because the sand?
Oh, I want to say
New Madrid fault.
Yeah, early 90s, I believe.
Sounds right.
Does that sound right?
Yeah.
91 jumps into my head.
Yeah. Because I was a baby lawyer, and some guy said that on this date, the New Madrid fault was going to give way, and we're going to have like a 10.0.
Oh,
and people
the big one.
Literally didn't go to work. Like they just
it was a big story, and it was, knowing earthquake prediction is like where weather was in the 50s. So long way to go.
Wow.
So people who kind of knew about it was like, okay, that whatever. But boy, the media jumped all over it and freaked people out.
Wow.
Just like, oh my word, we're all gonna die, kind of thing.
Yeah.
We didn't.
Nope.
We didn't.
Nope.
Did you guys see Donald Trump's Truth Social thing from over the weekend?
The one where it looked like he was sending a DM, but
seemed like it was a memo.
Pam
Bondi, but was immediately deleted after it was published on Truth Social. He directed his attorney general to manufacture criminal cases against his political foes. Trump openly published his scheme online, calling for action against his adversaries without any evidence. The president's public directive to his attorney general was described as an extraordinary breach of prosecutorial protocols, reminiscent of the Watergate scandal. I have seen some people drawing those comparisons online. I don't know how valid they are because I don't know all that much about Watergate.
Here's what I'll say about all this. We don't have to worry about what if he doesn't? What if he sees the light and says, this isn't the way a president should act, so I'm not going to do it. He's going to do it.
Yeah.
He's going to go after everyone he can go after in any way that he can, and we're just going to watch it happen.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll see what happens, see how he's successful, how he's unsuccessful, if there's any fallout, but it's going to happen. It's going to play out over the next couple of years.
Trump's blatant corruption and disregard for the rule of law have raised concerns about accountability, and the word impeachment has once again been being tossed around. I saw that happening over the weekend, just for some people being like, this is an impeachable offense.
We'll see.
We'll see. I'm surprised it's not a bigger story today, to be honest.
Wheels, you look grumpy.
Because I hate everything.
That'll do it. That'll make you grumpy.
Well, that explains it.
I mean, like, they literally just shut down the investigation of Tom Homan, who was caught on camera taking a $50,000 bribe, and they just shut it down because he's an appointee. I mean,
yeah, that's something that I've really been struggling with too, as we kind of watch all of this stuff happen, is that there's just nothing we can do.
It feels like
we just watch it and we go, well, that sucks.
Yeah,
And
there's
it's
nothing
like,
we can do retroactively in terms of what we have in politics, but you nailed it, Dave. When we talked about it last week, we need to vote in primaries.
Yeah.
You need to pick better people and smarter people and not let the people that are only the most invested people, the 10 or 15% that do participate in primaries, decide who the candidates will be. Because we all sit here and complain about our candidates.
The whole thing.
We all sit here and look at it like, these candidates all suck. Well, yeah, because none of us took part in picking them.
It really is the whole thing. You can blame media, you can blame politicians,
sure.
But to really, if you want the real blame, it's for all the moderates out there like me to look in the mirror. Because I don't know if I've ever voted in a primary.
It's literally
Lazy.
anyone that doesn't, and also the people that don't vote in the generals either.
Yeah.
I mean, half the country doesn't vote in the presidential election.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth recently delivered a profanity-laden speech at the Army.
It's very
War
political
College.
headlines, don't you think, with
Andrew?
Andrew?
Yeah, really. Yeah.
Getting them. No, this is how it shook out. This was like all the big stories today. There wasn't a lot.
It's no fun, Andrew.
Rachel's always like, Taco Bell's going to have 2 for $1.
I couldn't find any of those stories. There were no stories that were like the cutest chimpanzee picked the most bananas today. It's always like
Andrew's got.
That's
like,
what we
it's
want.
always like, well,
Andrew's got the MSNBC headlines.
Trump said, "Why aren't we Watergating more people?" And
Watergating.
tweeted it out. So we got to talk about that. He gave this profanity-laden speech at the Army War College, emphasizing the military's focus on war fighting. However, his actions suggest a focus on domestic culture wars instead.
Where did you
including-
get these headlines? I'm just curious.
Same place Rachel does.
Okay.
We have like a headline.
She's smart enough to throw them out.
I don't.
Poor Andrew.
I'm sorry, Andrew.
I don't know
That was
what-
too easy.
what-
You
poor
just
Andrew.
opened up the door. And
It's
it was just
it's the
easy.
news. I gotta talk about it. It's not,
He's just doing us a favor.
I can't choose the news. This is what the news was today. I agree. It sucks. I'm
Everyone
not
gets a
happy.
$10,000 check.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not. I agree. It's bad. I'm not thrilled about it either. I was going through these stories like, do we have anything? I'll skip this one though. Because this one.
Oh, now I got to hear it now.
Well, it's just that he's he's scrubbing stuff off of the
Hegseth.
Department of Defense. Yeah, Hegseth. The scrubbing historical content off of all of the websites that he now has any control and say over, and he's hunting down people in the Pentagon that are saying they didn't like Charlie Kirk or whatever. And
What's your last one?
Last one's about TikTok and Oracle, which I don't think we've talked about today.
Okay.
White House has outlined a plan to save TikTok for its U.S. users through a new ownership deal with a majority U.S. investors and owners and board members all being Americans. Oracle would provide security for U.S. operations, including monitoring the algorithm to prevent misuse. He will be signing an executive order approving this, extending the enforcement pause on the ban for another 120 days. So I guess we are not completely out of the woods yet as far as TikTok goes. Congress may still need to approve a final deal with Oracle. I don't know, man. I didn't write the deal.
No,
I just read the
it's
news.
not. It's not what you read. It's this is how a business transaction happens
by executive order.
Yeah.
It seems to be happening more and more. Actually, that was kind of the big
I
thing
guess
about.
that's because Congress ruled.
Yeah.
And made a law that said TikTok has to do this or they're out.
Right, but aren't they doing that? Isn't that what's happening?
Yes. Yes.
This seems like the most business involved president that we've ever had.
Oh, for sure.
Like that's the big thing about Nexstar. Apparently, is that Nexstar.
Well, that's what's
wants
interesting to
merge.
me is that Rupert Murdoch is a part of this very small group. And the last I checked, the president was still suing Rupert Murdoch over publishing the birthday card in the Wall Street Journal. So strange bedfellows.
Mm-hmm. That's my last story.
Okay, there you go. Thanks, Dave.
All righty.
Traffic from the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
Well, they cleared both those crashes we had earlier. This traffic reports the service of SNL Coins. Eastbound 70, the one in O'Fallon Park's gone. Traffic shifted east now, though. It's backed up from Salisbury, running in through the heart of downtown to the Poplar Street Bridge, bumper to bumper, a lot of that stretch. Westbound 64 in the Valley, they cleared that one at the Boone Bridge. It's slow from the Science Center to McCausland, Lindbergh to 270, and basically west of Clarkson Jam to Baboon's Crossing. Then it's slow to the bridge. After that, you're home free. New crashes, though. Eastbound 64 east of Hanley, right lane blocked. It's slow at the Interbelt. And North 270 at 64 in the left lanes, traffic's jammed midway back to Clayton Road. Southbound, of course, looking at it, delays from around Page, and then it's slow again, Manchester down through Doherty Ferry. Southbound 55Z down through McNutt's pretty heavy in Jefferson County. I'm Roger Brand at the MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com Traffic Center.
SNL Coin. We buy gold and silver coins, silver and gold jewelry. Also buying gold filled and silver plates. Before you sell, call SNL 314-544-3600. 314-544-3600. SNL Coin.
The KMOX City SC Soccer Showcase, presented by Michelob Ultra, is back. Next stop, Hot Shot Sports Bar and Grill in Fenton, Thursday, September 25th. A limited number of fans can get an autograph with City SC player Thomas Ostrak. Register to win great prizes, enjoy great food, and cold drinks. Hot Shots in Fenton, the place to be Thursday, September 25th from 6 till 8 p.m. for the City SC Soccer Showcase, presented by Michelob Ultra. For more info, KMOX.com/events.
Tell you guys about Michael's Flooring Outlet, the easiest, simplest live that I do all day, the easiest, simplest live that I've ever done. It's flooring. And when it comes to flooring, like everything else, right? Like recently I've had a bug up my butt looking at drums. I have 3 drum sets. I don't need any drums, but it's exciting to look at drums. And when you look at drums, you have really good companies like DW and Ludwig and Pearl and Yamaha and Sonar. And within those, you can get an entry-level kit. You can get a professional kit that's not $1 gazillion, or you can get the $10,000, this is the nicest drums that we make in the world. Same way with flooring. You have Shaw and Coronet and Mohawk, and those are your DWs and Ludwigs and Pearls. And within those, you have like a kind of a starter indoor outdoor kind of carpet. It's great. It's great quality, but it's not what you want in your formal room. Then you have the normal carpeting. This is good enough for anyone in the world. Then you have the luxury where it's that room that as a kid that your rich friends, like you couldn't even go in there. You certainly can't take Kool-Aid or pizza. We have it all. We have it at better prices than anyone else because we know what we mark up and we mark up less. We shake your hand. We look you in the eye. We don't follow you around the store, but we're in the store if you need us. It really is kind of perfect. MichaelsFlooringOutlet.com.
When you enter a place of business, you're owed a legal duty that the place of business is safe for you to shop in. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you suffered an injury at a place of business, our duty is to protect you after that harm. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
If you're drowning in IRS debt and can't afford to pay, then you need to take advantage of special IRS tax programs that are available and free yourself from IRS collection efforts once and for all. Due to the financial hardship consumers are facing throughout the country, the Internal Revenue Service has made it easier to settle delinquent tax problems. An open phone line has been established by Community Tax for consumers to call and see if they qualify. Take down this number or store it in your cell phone, but call the Community Tax Helpline at 800-536-9607. If you owe back taxes to the IRS and cannot afford to pay them back, or even if you have years of unfiled tax returns, there's no need to fear anymore. But you have to call the Community Tax Helpline today at 800-536-9607 for the help that you need. Don't take on the IRS alone. They can attack your wages, savings, pension, home, and even your Social Security check. Call 800-536-9607 for your free consultation and to see if you qualify. That's 800-536-9607.
Hey, it's Matt Pauley for i3 Broadband, the internet provider in the Pauley household. I think you'd love it if you had them as well. We've got the 2 gig package at our home, 2 gig upload, 2 gig download mirrored, and we're spending less money than we did with the cable company for lesser service. Plus, right now, they've got savings over $400 beyond their already low standard pricing. You got questions? They've got answers. Call 877-976-0711, and they've got people there who can answer all your questions, or head to their website, i3broadband.com.
Welcome back, DGS. So I'm going to say something, and then I'm going to ask a question. I wish we would have a normal day every now and then. It used to be, in my 60 years, most days were normal. And then every now and then, maybe once a week, you had an outstanding day like national news, right? Like, oh, wow, that happened. I care about that. That's going to be at the top of the 5 p.m. news. But now it just seems like every day is full of drama. Now, my question is, I wonder if both sides feel that way, or if the side that's in power, right now it's the right, clearly. For 4 years, it was the left. Whether they're just like eating it up. Like, right on, let's go. For example, as we speak, Donald Trump and RFK Jr. are making the health announcement that one of the primary causes of autism is the consumption of Tylenol, the pain reliever, by pregnant women, and or giving kids Tylenol when they get their vaccines. I don't even know where to go from there. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a scientist. But this is like another one of those things, like every single day it's something big. Thoughts?
Well, I mean, it ties back to a lot of what we've talked about forever, right? You've got places that essentially are content farms on social media, on TV, and they need content, so they're going to make it. They're going to churn it out. And even a thing that's not a big thing gets turned into a big thing. Point. So when you take, medium things and smaller things and make them bigger, and then you have big things on top of that, it just seems never ending.
All right. More to come. Tell you about Ophthalmology Associates and the Cornea and Laser Vision Institute. Dr. Birdie is a personal friend of mine now. He's also my doctor. Very, very comfortable with him. Sent Phoebe to Dr. Birdie. She loved him. His longtime partner, Dr. Malhotra, Dr. Prasadi, Dr. Royer, they're the doctor's doctors, because at any given time, about 250 local and regional doctors come to us for their eye care. Not to say they're more important, but it just, it's pretty clear that if you're a surgeon, your eyes are very important to you. And you fly to New York if you need to, fly to Paris if you need to keep making your millions of dollars. Nope, they go right here in St. Louis to Ophthalmology Associates. I've been there 3 times now, 3 exams. They're very thorough. They're very comfortable. There's nothing scary about it. Everyone who you meet is going to be nicer than the last one. Then you're going to end up sitting in a chair, the Francis Glover rule, sitting in a chair across from a doctor, answering every question you could possibly have. Not going to cost you any more money, but you're going to be seen by a medical doctor, not an optometrist. 314-966-5000 or youridoc.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6986. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is